Chris are ready to go.
Hey, welcome into it, everybody. Middle of the week. Get together. Gwynn and Chris on 97.3 The Fan. Chris Fellow, Matt Skraby together in our Bill House studios. We know how. Tony Gwynn Jr. is idle today. Let's just start with this, Skraby. The baseball all-star game was so bad, so boring, so unexciting last night that this World Cup semifinal match has easily trumped it, and that's coming from me.
Yeah, last night, and if you're a fan of pitching, you loved last night.
It was no pitching. They were just throwing the ball in there. Guys are swinging, closing their eyes, trying to hit a home run, and then they go sit down. Go to the National League, strike out 15 times.
15
the American
times.
League,
They only had 3 hits in the game.
Exactly. The American League struck out 12.
It was boring.
Yeah, you had 27 strikeouts, and you had very little in the way of offense. So let's not talk about it. It was boring as hell. It was another step in the direction that baseball should be taking, which is just eliminate the stupid all-star game. It is a waste of our time.
It is
clearly – hang on, let me finish, and then you can jump in.
I'm sorry.
It's a waste of our time, although we don't have to watch it, which I probably will never do again. So it'll just join – I'll pile it in there with the NBA All-Star Game and what used to be the Pro Bowl. I stopped watching those 20 years ago. But it's a waste of the players' time. They don't want to be there. How many guys – we talked about this all day yesterday. The days of Tony Gwynn, showing up because the fans voted him and he thinks it's his responsibility are long gone. These are the days of congratulations, you made the all-star team. Oh, how do I get out of it? There were 6 replacement guys last night on the National League roster alone. So you're telling me basically 1/3 of the players that were picked didn't even want to go, didn't show up, or did show up and couldn't participate. So stop wasting everybody's time. Just have a 3-day festival. Do your home run derby as the centerpiece. Figure out a couple of more, games of chance, skill competition. The game itself is, we don't care. And here's why we don't care. Because they don't care. They absolutely don't. So it's difficult to even enjoy it as an exhibition any longer. I'd much rather talk about this soccer match, which just went final.
Can I address your thoughts?
Go ahead
after you say
let me
about
give the final.
Yes.
Argentina, with a dramatic comeback, has defeated England 2-1. So it will be Argentina and Spain in the Sunday final. We'll talk about this in a little bit, but go ahead, address my all-star comments.
I don't disagree with you that it's not fun to watch and things like last night was not fun to watch. The swing off made everything for the year before. That was the only thing that saved that game.
All right. So,
but you're saying we don't need this. Like some people do want it.
Who?
Fans want this. Little kids want it.
Who really wants this?
I think a lot of fans want it.
Well, little kids want it because they haven't reached the age of reason yet.
I also think
they don't know any better.
Here's another thing about the All-Star game we don't need. We don't need in-game stoppages to have kids ride their bikes on the field. We don't need concerts in the middle of the game. Yeah. That stuff can go. Why do we need that stuff?
Because it's so bad and so boring, they think that they have to dress it up.
That's crazy.
We don't need Mike Trout signing in with a quill either when he's introduced in the starting lineup.
We're on an island on us thinking that wasn't cool because a lot of people thought it was cool. And it's going to Cooperstown now. So
well, terrific. You know what? Next year, then, just introduce the All-Stars. Have them run out in their uniform because I do like to see all the uniforms now that they finally got away from the American League, National League unis that they did for 4 years. So I do like to see the players in their uniforms. And if all of you love the quill thing, great. You run out next year, you look into the camera, you sign your name with the quill, and then we go do something else. Let's do something else. These players, I don't know. Do any of them even get bonuses anymore for making the All-Star team? That might be something that
I think
gives a few guys a little bit of a push to try to make the All-Star game. But look, how can you consider something a real game when Mason Miller comes in, throws 4 pitches, faces 1 batter, and then has to go out so they can get another guy into play. This isn't real baseball.
I was annoyed by that.
And, by the way, the fans, I saw a lot of you. Well, of course, typical Dave Roberts. He lets his guy pitch 2 innings, but Mason Miller only faces 1 batter. Thank you, Dave Roberts. I don't want to see Mason Miller throw an inning. I don't want to see him throw more than 4 pitches. There's nothing good that can happen for the second half future of the Padres with Mason Miller on the mound in the All-Star game. Absolutely nothing good can happen. Something bad could happen, right? He could get hit with a line drive.
Junior Caminero, I know it's a hitter, but still.
Absolutely. Look, are you kidding me? Are you telling me that the Tampa Bay Rays didn't, the entire organization?
Everybody held their breath.
Yeah. And not just for 5 minutes, but for a couple of hours. And they're going to have to hold it a little bit more because when the swelling goes down, even though everything is negative, he still may not be able to grip a bat for a week or 2. We don't know. He says, I want to play, but you know how, quickly he's going to be able to come back. And, you need every finger around that bat to generate strength in your grip and hit the ball over the wall, which is what he does. So, look, that could change the whole course of the American League East, and it really could have if he was hurt for sure.
Yeah.
And look, I'll give the Cardinal kid O'Brien some credit. He did go over to the American League locker room after, and he spoke to Caminero and he told him he apologized, but that didn't make Caminero feel any better. It was just a nice thing to do. So, yeah, the All-Star game's got to go away. You cannot honestly tell me as you drive along or as you sit at your, cubicle today that you just can't wait for next year's. Like, there's just nothing about this game that is interesting anymore.
I have a countdown clock over here for next year's game.
Well, then you update us on that every 4 months or so.
I think the outcome of last night's game is what made it so bad because it was so boring.
Yes, it was. I mean, you get 3 runs in the first inning, and then everybody goes Betty bye except for one swing of the bat in the 8th inning. It's pretty much all that happened. Look, you get 27 strikeouts. It tells you all you need to know. There wasn't a single hitter in that game, except for maybe like Otto Lopez was, digging in. But everybody else was like, this is like, I'm going to take 3 big swings and I'm going to go sit down. If I hit one, great. And so the pitchers don't even have to work on the hitters. They just throw the ball in there. It's not even entertaining. It's not enjoyable in any way, shape, or form.
Skills challenge wouldn't be better.
They wrote a whole story after the game on ESPN about Bryce Harper kind of jokingly challenging a pitch that was right down the middle because there was nothing else to write about. Like that was a big moment in the game. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't see that.
Bryce Harper gets right down the middle. He goes, the umpire goes like, what? They look at it. Of course it's a strike. Bryce Harper goes, oh yeah, that was terrible. That was a
hilarity ensued.
That was the merry mix-ups of the
Bryce
ABS
Harper
system.
and ABS.
Yeah, so and you're talking to a guy who grew up with the All-Star game. I can tell you for a fact that the 1970, Q share, the 1970 All-Star game, which you've probably seen the ending of yourself and everybody else has. It's the game that Pete Rose ran over the catcher and scored the winning run on a base hit. And
yes, I have seen
Pete Rose basically ended the career of that catcher. His name was Ray Fosse. He was obviously an all-star. After that, he never was again. He ended up broadcasting for the A's for many years. But look, Pete Rose said, hey, you stand in front of the home plate. It's a ball game. I'm winning the game. That was the intensity of the All-Star game then. And I loved it. And I watched that game. I remember it. And I went, man, I love this sport. This is fun. So you're talking to somebody who's been with the All-Star game for 50 years. I can't be with it anymore. That was just awful last night.
Okay, I understand the intensity.
Yeah.
Do you think even in 1970 it's appropriate to run someone over in a exhibition game and ruin his career?
Of course not. But that's Pete Rose. And if you're going to step on the field with Pete, be prepared. Be prepared. And so, that's the way it was. And yeah, there were people who were very critical of Pete Rose for that.
I would
but
assume so.
Pete Rose never apologized, and we probably come to find out later that Pete Rose had a major bet on the game and needed to score that run. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that, but no, I lost it on the All-Star, and I taped it, I watched it, and I kept falling asleep, and I missed nothing. So anyway, all right.
I get it. Real quick, do you know who threw out the first pitch in that All-Star game with Pete Rose?
In 1970?
Yeah.
Well,
very famous person.
I could take a shot at this.
Okay.
Richard Nixon was the president. Did he do it?
He did it.
There you go.
That's pretty good, Chris.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I would start there and go elsewhere. No, I think now when you get the first pitch in an All-Star game, you might get the president of Minute Maid or something like that.
Or MasterCard or something.
I don't think you get the president of the United States.
The one thing I will say is nice is the stand up to cancer, because I lost my aunt due to cancer.
Hey, that's a terrific thing.
Everybody knows someone who
that
has
is a
died.
Terrific thing.
I like that.
And with all due respect, you could do it halfway through the home run contest next year, and it would be just as successful and impactful.
That's the one thing I would like to stay for.
They can keep that. And look, introduce the players. They all deserve it. They made the All-Star game. It's like the NFL. Last year, quote, Josh Allen was a Pro Bowler. Mm-hmm. There was no Pro Bowl.
No.
So, you can still be called an All-Star. You can still, get all the glory that comes with it. You come out, you get introduced. Now you can put the quill thing. We'll add that if that's important.
You know what you're forgetting, Chris, here? The most important piece of this all
what
is the money that they're paid to have the All-Star game.
Who's paid?
Fox is probably paying Major League Baseball to broadcast the game.
Yeah.
Advertisers.
I'll give you that. Yeah, it's going to be hard.
It's all about money. We know this.
Yes, we do. I will give you one more thing that teases a little something we're going to talk about later in the show. Having to do with the All-Star game, and one thing I remember kind of being involved in. But I'll get to this, but earlier today, my wife and I, every Wednesday morning is our walk day together. We do our own workouts throughout the week.
Okay.
Every Wednesday, we set aside what we normally do, and she and I do about a 3-4 mile
thing. Is it a destination walk or a walk around the neighborhood?
Oh, yeah. No, just around the neighborhood. No, Skraby. We walk up to Mira Mesa, and then we have somebody give us a ride home. What do you mean? We walk around the neighborhood.
You go for a hike or something.
Home.
You go for a hike or something.
No.
Because there's some good hiking trails around here.
We don't do, but we go for a walk. And today's walk, for whatever reason, the talk turned to baseball. And my wife, as a sports follower, but not crazy sports fan, started asking about whether or not they're gonna, she says, go on strike, and that's what most people think's going to happen. But the immediate future of baseball. And I thought, we talked about this, and I went through it, and I thought, I need to do this on the show, because I think a lot of people, kind of have it all figured out. But a lot of the people out there don't really understand what's going to be happening in the next 6 months. And I'm going to tell you, if you, and I'll go through it, and then I'll let you decide. But I can tell you in advance of me discussing this later that in my mind, there is almost no way there will be baseball next April. I just don't see a path. And I'll, you'll hear my breakdown, Skrabe, and you are kind of the voice of with the other side sometimes. Right. So it'll be interesting to see if you can come up with anything to challenge.
My mind's open.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see how it's going to work, because everywhere I see a possible solution, I see two problems pop up. So we'll go through that a little later. But I bring it up now because one of the work stoppages they had when I was younger was in 1981. And the season that year, they played about, I'm going to say 50 games. They stopped the season for the summer, and then they ended up finally settling. And so they played another 50 games. And what they did in 1981 is the winner of the first half played the winner of the second half.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Well, everyone liked it except for the Reds, because the Reds had the best overall record in the National League, but they didn't win either half.
That is unfortunate.
So they didn't get to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's not cool.
No, but the way that season restarted in 1981 was with an All-Star game, and that was really good. Got everybody excited, got everybody back into it, got the players out there.
The players probably wanted to play.
Sure.
getting out there for first time in a while.
But that's 35 years ago. All right, when we come back, the England-Argentina game, and this is coming from me, the all-time soccer curmudgeon. The game today between England and Argentina was insane, and it was scintillating, and I am admitting it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and the team I wanted to win didn't even win. But it was really exciting, and I can at least understand why people get so excited about the World Cup. This was something. Argentina won it 2-1. We'll discuss it when we come back. Gwynn and Chris is underway.
For the most in-depth.
va Messi! Primero Spence. Maca. Messi engancha y va, tiró con la derecha.
I love it.
Somewhere there's an England fan that even almost had to crack a smile hearing that, although it was the most depressing, thing ever. That was the winning goal, and that's how it sounded for the Argentine fans as they rally to beat the mother country, England, 2-1. What happened there, if you couldn't quite tell, was that the first shot that came in, this is all with about 2 minutes into extra time.
Yeah, it says
right?
150.
Yeah, we're 1-1. We've already played the extra. Oh, no, we never got to the 30 minutes.
We haven't got to
Okay,
the 30
we never
minutes.
got to that. Thank you. Okay, so they played the 90 minutes. They're into the extra. It's tied at 1. And so now we're in the 92nd minute. And they make a Messi passes it to this guy for Argentina who's no further away from the goal than the penalty dot, right? And there's a guy next to him, but he's got a free shot to win the game, and he clangs it right off the post.
He did.
And so you could hear the guy in the announcing going, "Oh my goodness," whatever he did there.
Yeah.
And so he was all upset, but the play continued, and it ended up going back over to Messi in the right corner, I would say, not the corner, but the right side. And he delivers a ball that probably only Messi can. Is why he's the best player in the history of the game. And he passes it up there. It goes right over the head of one England defender and right in front of the head of another England defender because the Argentine player sandwiched in between them in front of the net. But he goes up and the ball lands on his head. And he puts it in, and that's all she wrote. So, an incredible goal, incredible play. Messi also set up the tying goal, which happened, I'm going to say, 5 minutes before that? So,
it was 85 minutes,
85 minutes, right. So, England was 5 minutes away from the glory. And, frankly, from what I watched, and again, so I always admit it's my untrained soccer eye, but from what I watched, I'd say at least the first 65 minutes of that England had the better of the play. They had the better opportunities. And the England goal that put them ahead was fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the guy crossed it from way over on the right side, maybe 30 yards away. And the ball short hopped in front of the goal. And the guy, I think it's Gordon was his name for England, unbelievable. Like he leaped up, kind of volleyed it with his foot. It was really, you have to volley with your foot.
Well,
but what a play that was. You couldn't do that even if no one was guarding you.
It was more of like a deflection into the goal than a kick, but he did have to receive the ball and angle it towards the goal. But the whole entire play was
really
awesome.
well done. So that was beautiful. And then Argentina tried to come back. And the one thing after that was in the second half. So they're up 1-0. And then England tries to come back, and the guy again, I hate to do this because I don't know all the players' names.
It's okay, Chris.
But the player for Argentina breaks free on the right side, and he's coming in almost alone to tie it. All he has to do is kick it past the poor goalie. And a guy from England comes from nowhere.
He did.
I mean, he wasn't even in the picture.
Yeah.
And he slides in the box and gets his foot on the ball. If he misses times that by even an instant, it's a foul. But he timed it perfectly. So that denied Argentina. And then a little later, right before the hydration break, and I'll tell you why I know it's the hydration break. But again, Argentina got a pass right in front of the goal. The guy heads it right on.
Mm-hmm.
And an unbelievable save.
Yeah.
The England keeper's backing up a little, and he reaches down. He gets it out of there. And then as soon as he makes the save, I don't know how this all works, but he looks at the referee and he goes like this, like he wants a drink. And so the ref goes, okay, hydration break.
Oh, really?
I don't think he can call it, but that's what happened.
Interesting.
So I didn't understand, totally if he called it or that was actually the referee. But yeah, it's a match they'll talk about in those, countries forever and ever. Look, I'm happy for one thing. I did want England to win. I know some, a lot of England sports fans. I know we had, and we have Argentina,
closer to us.
Yeah, and fans here in San Diego that I'm sure celebrating all throughout the city.
As you should.
But, celebrate responsibly. Ha.
Yes, true.
But the England fans, I mean, can you imagine the pubs down in the gas lamp? They would have just been it's got to be such a dour mood because they had it, right? To be 5 minutes away and then lose it.
I mean,
That's so agonizing.
You're not even joking because we were watching this game and it seemed like England decided they were just going to play keep away.
They did. They went into bit of a shell. Prevent defense, which always prevents you from winning. They sat back, it seemed like, and Argentina just kept attacking, and it was kind of like a matter of time before they would get the equalizer, and they did. I do understand that England used that strategy against Mexico, but the difference was they were down a man in that game, so they had to kind of just set back and play defense. Tonight, I think they should have tried to get that second goal, or at least, and that's all second guessing. But anyway, it was exciting. And there's one more thing about the match that I'll remember is that the first 10 minutes of the match, I've seen less physical Steelers-Ravens games. You talk about football. This was football, man. They were grabbing each other around the neck, throwing them down, tackling them. And I mean, the poor official was just like, he couldn't keep it straight. I thought he showed good restraint, not just yellow carding everybody, understanding that it was a semifinal. But I believe there were 10 fouls in the first 9 minutes. And it was just every time the ball was free, guys would just knock into each other. There was a guy named Anderson for England who must have gone down. And, of course, you know what happens when they go down. They roll around for 10 minutes.
Yeah. And the little guys come out with the
So he's down. He's rolling around. He's grabbing his neck. He's holding his ankle. He went down 3 times in the first 9 minutes. I mean, I thought they would just have to give him the whole wing of a hospital. But, of course, he continued playing. Yeah. And then I think he himself got a yellow card. But anyway, the first 10 minutes was as physical as I've ever seen in a soccer match.
I will say I am very my opinion has changed about the physicality of soccer in the last couple
was physical
World Cups,
play.
But
There's no
you're
question.
Right.
The first 10 minutes was crazy. They don't have any pads. They're just running into each other. Messi got flattened a couple times. Of course, as soon as Messi gets flattened too, it's like hockey. The enforcers come and go after the guy.
They do.
You're not allowed to touch Messi because the Argentinian guys are going to come after you.
It's like his offensive line is backing him up.
Right. You hit the quarterback. So, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And that's saying something because, my soccer love is very, very limited. But this was something. And so, it'll be Argentina against Spain. And I want to say last thing. We talked about the officials and FIFA is going to cheat and all that. There was nothing. There's nothing. The ref did a great job. It was a clean, call. Both goals neither of them was disputed in any way. Yeah. So, they didn't have any of that.
They had that disappear for at least one game.
At least for one game. Now that they're in the finals, who knows? That was it was exciting. I got to say, I liked it. And I had to leave the house to come here. And, I was like, kind of found myself rushing a little bit.
I don't want to leave right now.
Right. I don't normally rush to go see a soccer match, but that was fun. All right.
Save that clip.
I know. So that was that. And the finals I think are Sunday at noon if you're
it's Sunday. Okay.
I think it's Sunday. The 19th is the day. I believe that's Sunday.
Okay. I thought it was.
What's today? Wednesday?
Yeah, 19th is Sunday.
19th is Sunday. So it'll be at noon. I did get a kick out of the fact that Fox said there will be 4 hours of pregame coverage.
I don't need it.
Like the Super Bowl only has 2, doesn't it? Or
no, they have 8.
Okay.
They have so much. Yeah. I guess people watch it because they wouldn't do it if it wasn't worth it.
I know what you're saying, but 4 hours seems a little lengthy.
I am not watching a minute of that. I'll turn it on as soon as the game starts.
Yeah. All right, so there we go. We're underway. All-Star game was horrible. England-Argentina was great. And coming up, we're going to actually talk some baseball. I'm one of my favorite guys. Haven't given him due promotion here, but Sam Dykstra from MILB.com, who's probably the smartest guy in the room when it comes to prospects.
Yeah.
The draft was just completed.
Draft just happened.
So let's get
Trade deadlines coming up.
Of course. So we'll get some of his insight on all of that. Later on, I'll tell you why, unfortunately, baseball will not be played next April. And Skraby talked me into this, but I readily agreed with him. We will have 2 segments today, one for the AFC, one for the NFC. But we're giving you our summer fantasy football report. And it is crazy because it's July and people can't wait for fantasy football.
People are already doing mock drafts. You're about to start your mock draft.
Oh, yeah, I'll be doing mine. As soon as you know what I do? I wait till I find out my draft position from Tony. As soon as I know my position, then, I do nothing but mock drafts.
The Hall of Fame game's in 3 weeks.
Okay. We're excited by
a massive game between the Panthers and the Cardinals.
We'll tune in, though, won't we?
For like a minute.
Yeah, right. And then we'll go, okay, we saw it. Now we're out of here.
If there's truly something that's a waste of time, it is that game.
Remember
when, what's-his-face made Josh Jacobs play the entire game? I think it was McDaniels.
I think that's fair. We could do a little unofficial chat poll right now. What game is more stupid? The Hall of Fame football game or baseball's all-star game?
Probably close.
You can vote. If you want, we'll do an unofficial poll as Gwynn and Chris rolls on here.
Ben and Woods on the fan.
Bill House Studios, we know how. All guests join us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it's better. And all of us, you included out there, are about to get a whole lot smarter about things. Sam Dykstra from MILB.com will join us in a few minutes. Padres over the weekend selecting offensive tackle Coleman. He's a pitcher. But he's 6'6", 245 pounds. I'd like to see somebody charge the mound against this guy. Number 1 pick out of South Walton High School in Florida, Coleman Borthwick. So we'll talk about him and the rest of the baseball draft and get an update on the Padres minor league system and all of that as we head into trade deadline time. And, I'll be honest with you, we're still a couple days away from the official start of the second half. But the biggest thing I'm worried about the rest of this month is staying in position to use the trade deadline. Like that to me is what this is all about. You can't go 2-8 on this first road trip because otherwise there'll be no need to have a trade deadline.
I mean, it's dramatic, but I said last night in the Skraby show, they're playing the playoffs the rest of the year.
Interesting, but true. All right, Sam Dykstra, we appreciate you joining us from MILB.com. How are you, sir? Always great to talk to you. As I told the listening audience, I'm about to get smarter, so I appreciate that.
I always appreciate your guys' intros. Thanks
for sure. All right, Sam, we'll start with the young guy. I know you follow the draft, of course, and Coleman Borthwick, 21st overall pick, high school from Florida. As I just said, I don't know anyone's going to charge the mound. He's 6'6", 245. That's one of the biggest size I've seen for a pitcher in ages. What do we know about him? I mean, pretty difficult to predict, isn't it, when these guys are coming out of high school?
Yeah, I mean, this is the Padres' MO, right? This is the 10th straight year that they've taken a high schooler at the top of the draft.
Yeah.
The last collegian they took was Cal Quantrill in 2016. He's like a veteran by this point. And yeah, he's 6'6", Cruz Schoolcraft, their first pitcher off the board last year, 6'8". They may be drafting for a front court as much of a rotation at this point.
Well, you know that AJ likes to play pickup basketball. You can put that in your report.
That's true.
You might be right. He's creating his own front line. So
that could be it. There might be some epic games in Peoria next spring.
Yeah.
But Borthwick kind of like Schoolcraft. I mean, last year Schoolcraft was a two-way player coming out of high school. He played a lot of first base. There's some serious consideration of like, would he eventually hit? Borthwick's kind of the same way. He was a power hitting corner infielder. Now you get him to focus on one thing, that's going to be pitching. He was already up to 98 miles an hour with life on that fastball up in the zone, and he's got a wicked slider in the mid-80s. You kind of want to see what a changeup looks like, but he's got better control than you'd expect for someone his size. He's number 43 on the MLB pipeline top 250. You might look at that and look at where he was taken at 21st overall and think it was a bit of a reach. But the Padres like finding, players that everybody else is overlooking and getting the most out of them. And you can at least see a really good starting pitcher coming out of Coleman Borthwick with the right development on the pro side.
Talking to Sam Dykstra, MILB.com. And I was going to ask you about the AJ Preller and drafting for the last 10 years, nothing but high school players in the first round. Do you think that is it as simple as what you just said? They like to find the talent that no one's really looking for, or is there something to drafting a high school player?
I think it mostly comes down to where are you finding value. And obviously for much of the last decade, the Padres have been a good team. So you're drafting in the back half of the first round. In the front half of the first round, teams don't want to blow it, right? They want to sometimes take a little bit of a safer pick. Yeah. That usually means go the college route. It sometimes means high school guys are dropping further and further, but the talent doesn't change. It's just the risk level. And AJ Preller has proven himself to be a little bit more, less worried about risk than some of other GMs, especially when you are drafting in the 20s like they typically have. Now, again, I don't think Borthwick was somebody who fell down to them, but he's competed on some of these same teams as the Grady Emersons of the world. I mean, he was on Team USA last fall in the U18 World Cup. He pitched a shutout against Japan. He was the MVP of that tournament. He proved he could hang with some of those, upper first round talents. And now, going to the Padres isn't a huge shock.
Sam, let's take a look, you and I, but you with some more knowledge of the recent guys that they've taken, with the high school and the first overall pick. And you mentioned Crew Schoolcraft last year, and the year before, another left-handed pitcher, Cash Mayfield. We've already heard his name come up in some trade rumors, but just give me a little quick feel on those two guys, number one. And then number two, the 2 years prior to that, they took Dylan Head, an outfielder who got traded to the Marlins in the Luis Arraez trade. And Dylan Lesko, the year before that, he went to Tampa Bay in the deal for Jason Adam. So did they get enough out of those two number one picks? And then give me the kind of the latest on the recent guys.
Yeah, we'll start with the recent guys first, just in terms of Schoolcraft. I know a lot of people have watched him pitch this year at Single-A Lake Elsinore. You see a 6.59 ERA. You see 36 walks and 52 and two-thirds innings. You think, okay, this isn't working. This has been a bust. Listen, they drafted Crew Schoolcraft as a project. They knew this was going to take multiple years. If the short season leagues, and by that I mean like Class A short season, not the Arizona Complex League, still existed, there's a pretty good chance he would have opened there, then eased more in. Now it was either holding him back in Peoria or pushing him out. They like getting aggressive with guys, especially their top talents. So they did push him out. The fastball is still there. The changeup's really good on the day. He's still working on a slider. I think with more pro instruction, with more pro time, he's going to find the control. Yeah, we had him in the top 100 coming into the year. He's fallen out of that. But could he enter it again if he tightens up the control, going into year two when he'll be only 20 years old next year? Yeah, that's still very much in the cards. And you look at Cash Mayfield, I saw him pitch in the All-Star Futures game over the weekend. I think right now, if we were redoing our list, he would be number 2 for the Padres. A nice, good year for him. The thing you're buying here is the changeup. He sells it extremely well until it gets to the plate and basically dives off. The fastball is still, 90 to 92, 90 to 93. It's not special there, but they did work with him on improving the carry of it. It was getting about an inch and a half more of ride when I last checked in a few weeks ago. So when the fastball is playing like that, you can play the changeup off it. You can see why he's getting results at High A Fort Wayne this year. And again, that comes with national attention, like the invite to the Futures game. Right. Talking about those other guys that they drafted a few years ago, I mean, Dylan Head is not looking like a first-round talent anymore, so they kind of sold him at the right time. Dylan Lesko was somebody really struggling and it continues to really struggle with the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I think they sold him at the right time as well. They know which guys to trade and which guys to hold on to. Yeah. You can look at the pick and be like, oh, that hasn't really worked out, but they also traded them while they still have value, and that's the skill.
Yeah. AJ's good at doing that. Yes. He is. And just one last thing, I'll throw it to you, Skraby, but the first round draft pick before Lesko was some guy named Jackson Merrill too.
Oh, he's pretty good. I heard.
Give that in there.
I heard he's pretty good.
Yeah.
We're talking to Sam Dykstra here. Now, no one can predict what AJ Preller is going to do at the trade deadline. And we've already asked you in the past about where they're at in their minor league system. Could you see something where he flips players that he just drafted into some sort of trade here before the deadline?
Well, so that can't happen. You can trade them in the offseason. Okay. But you can't include them in trades now.
Okay.
See, we just all got smarter right there. We just, because none of us knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. It used to be you had to wait a full year, right? Like going back, there were Trey Turner deal, which also involved the Padres, in which he was traded essentially in the offseason, but he was going to be the player to be named later, and it had to wait until the full year had come around. Now they've changed that. So you can't trade draft picks until I believe after the World Series is completed. After that, you can do it, but they're not drafting Coleman Borthwick to immediately flip him.
All right, well, then my strategy is dead in the water, Chris.
Well, it's a fair question, though. It certainly was. Sam Dykstra is with us, MILB.com. Looking at, around baseball at the big league level, I don't know if anybody, AJ Preller, who's kind of the master, one of the masters at this, can really look right now, Sam, and kind of figure out who's going to be trading, who's going to be buying, who's going to be selling, because it's so close, the races, all the wild card, et cetera. And this is kind of the way baseball wanted it, right? They wanted a lot more teams in contention. To me, we really won't know till like August 3rd who's going to be doing what, right?
It certainly feels that way. I mean, I grew up in New England, so I have a lot of Red Sox fan friends, and they were texting me for weeks. So who are we going to get at the trade deadline? What can we get for Aroldis Chapman? Now we look up now, they're 9-1 their last 10.
Yeah.
They've won 9 straight. They're a half game out of the wild card. I mean, it's tough to say anybody's really out of it. Even the Tigers, right? Everybody wants a piece of Tarek Skubal. They desperately want him on the trade block, but they're only 3.5 out. I mean, it's very possible they go on a run here in 2 weeks and Tarek Skubal sticks around Detroit. So it's difficult for me to sit here and say anybody's really out of it. I mean, I would draw the line at like maybe the Nationals right now in the National League. I think the Reds are 8 games out. That's going to be a pretty tough. And I don't know, maybe even the A's could make a run. We know they have the talent. They are 6.5 out in the American League, but there's very few teams that are going to be out and out sellers, at least at this point. You know, we've got 2.5 weeks to go.
All right, let me ask one thing on top of that, because Skraby has brought this to our attention because he reads all of the stuff on the chat and the Twitter and everything. A lot of Padre fans think the solving everything is to trade Mason Miller. And we understand he has incredible value. All of his analytics are
through the roof.
Right. Things people have never even seen before. And if you're not analytic, just watch the guy pitch.
Yeah.
You know, nobody hits him. So he's obviously incredible. Just, you know, your unofficial opinion, what would you do? Would you even consider it? Is it possible to get a big enough haul to make that worth your while when you have him under control at a decent salary right now?
It's certainly possible. I mean, if you're looking to get back a Leo DeVries style prospect, that's not going to happen because they've burned another year of his.
Yeah, they already traded him to get Miller. Right?
Well, no, he's saying they burned part of his contract already.
Right.
Well, he's another year closer to free agency. Yeah. Like it's not going to happen where you're going to get that level of prospect. I know it's enticing to look at the farm system right now and be like, this needs supreme talent. Let's just trade off Mason Miller. But Mason Miller should be a player you want. You want to keep. You went out and traded DeVries last year to get this guy in, not just for 2026, but for 27, 28, and 29. He's not a free agent until before the 2030 season. Like, there's plenty of time for the Padres to become competitive and still have Mason Miller. I'm clinging to that guy as best I can. I think if it were to happen, it would be because they're trading one of their other contracts that they're looking to get rid of and freeing up some money. But even then, you're not going to get much of a prospect back or as good a prospect back because the big deal for you is freeing up the contracts or the money space. So I wouldn't explore that deal. I don't expect them to explore that deal. I shouldn't, anything could happen.
Never. I know you can never say
never. Say never.
But do you mind
I don't expect it.
Do you mind saying real quick right now? I don't think I would trade Mason Miller.
No, don't.
So that you can put it down, and then we can just play it for everybody who complains the rest of the time. You know what I mean? We get it all
anyway.
We get it every day, right? People are like, we just trade Mason Miller. That'll solve everything. And I agree with you, Sam. Like, why would you do something that is, an amazing asset for 3 more years, after this? So we'll see.
Yeah. And even then you're getting prospects back. And as much as I cover prospects, I love the world of prospects, they are not proven. You don't know that what you're going to get back is ever going to be as close to as valuable as Mason Miller is in the here and now, and how valuable he would be next year when you can go through a whole offseason making other changes around the roster.
All right, last one for me, Sam. It's about the All-Star game last night. Chris says, let's do away with the All-Star game. I say, let's keep playing it. What do you say?
I think I'd rather watch the Futures game, come to think of it.
That might not be a bad option.
I mean, that makes more sense. I'm looking at what might be coming around later.
Let's see what Sam says.
What do you think, Sam?
I mean, listen, as somebody who broadcasted the game on Sunday for the Futures game, I highly recommend everybody check it out. I will never say they should do away with the All-Star game. I think there's, yes, yesterday was a little bit of a snoozer. Aaron Judge being injured, Shohei Ohtani not playing, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. pulling out. Not a great trend. That being said, it's still the opportunity to put all these guys on the same field. And even if it's A- stars instead of A+ stars, I still think that's pretty cool. Maybe that's me showing a little bit of my age, but
not at all, Sam. No,
a neat thing
Yeah.
for baseball to take the spotlight
Yeah.
in the middle of the summer every year.
I'm into it. I think it's
Well,
Chris
you know
is the
what?
guy who's like, well, back in my day, Pete Rose knocked over someone at the plate to win a
Hell
game.
yes, he did, and the game was great. So stop with back in my day, but the game was a lot different and better then. I got one more minute, so I'm going to steal you, Sam, because you're like my favorite. Samad Taylor, what we saw was great before he just got hurt. Jace Bowen, what we've seen has not been great. Just give me your thought on their early contribution or non-contributions.
Yeah, Chase Bowen, was an interesting one for us just coming into the year. I remember talking in spring training about like, oh, this guy's kind of popping off. We knew him from the Pirates system. He was always kind of a prospect. For me, it was always like a big chase rate, but he was performing in El Paso, making it work there, athletic enough to move around. And we saw a little bit of that, obviously. I mean, his sprint speed's in the 94th percentile, so there are ways for him to contribute. But when you're chasing outside of the zone close to 50% of the time, major league pitchers are just going to eat you up in that way. It's interesting because he's like basically on the borderline of graduation for us off the top 30 list. Part of me wonders, would he get sent to El Paso before he eventually graduates? And if that happens, what do we do with him on the top 30? That's a me problem. But I think again, you have to remember, even at his age at 25, this is his first opportunity to see major league pitching.
Right.
I would hope he would improve that chase rate over a size, bigger than 44 plate appearances. It just hasn't happened yet. And this was a trend that we saw at AAA before.
Right. But Samad Taylor I didn't expect this from Samad, and he almost earned himself a starting spot before he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he's another guy, the sprint speed's right there with Jace Bowen. Expecting batting average is pretty good. He can put the bat on the ball and find the barrel pretty good. I mean, it's not a quick swing by any means, but the fact that, like you said, an 808 OPS over 102 plate appearances, that's going to keep getting you opportunities. And that's something that Samad Taylor just hasn't had in recent years. I mean, it's just been a handful here and there. So good on him for making the most of what he gets.
I mean, on the Padres, an 808 OPS puts you at the top of the line.
808 gets you a Hall of Fame vote or two, I think.
Exactly. You get an extension for 808.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, always great. We really appreciate it, especially during the All-Star break where there's not a lot going on. Your interviews are huge, and we really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'll talk to you guys soon.
You got it. Sam Dykstra, MILB.com. If you want that knowledge on more than just an every once in a while basis, right?
Yep.
Make sure you bookmark MILB.com. You'll get that kind of thing.
I'm gonna have to go watch
from
the Futures
Sam and
game
all the
now.
rest of the guys, huh?
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the Futures game. I want to see. I want to hear Sam
him
on the
call
mic.
some of the game. He's so smart on stuff, and so I appreciate him.
Yeah,
I'm going through all the first picks the Padres have ever had. Here's a quick note that I never knew. Do I have enough time? 30 seconds? How much?
38.
All right. In 1992, the Padres did not have a number one pick, so their first pick was in the second round. They took a first baseman out of Knoxville High School in Tennessee. His name, Todd Helton. Todd Helton went to Tennessee to play football, quarterback instead, then came back, picked by the Rockies 3 years later, tormented the Padres forever after that.
And then made it to the Hall of Fame.
And made the Hall of Fame. But I didn't know that. Did you?
Crazy. No,
Padres
I didn't. No,
actually
not.
drafted Todd Helton once. All right.
All right. We got to go.
Okay. a name you might remember, some of you Padre fans, was a TV voice of Padre baseball back in the old days of Channel 4, which then became, whatever it's now become.
Is it still around?
Channel 4?
I'm not sure.
On Spectrum or, whatever, Cox. Yeah, you can go to Channel 4. There's local programming, et cetera there. But the Padre games used to be on Channel 4. I worked for Channel 4 when I did the San Diego Spirit soccer team. But, yeah, Mel Proctor was the guy. That's where all the Padre games were. I don't remember. I don't know if – I'd have to look up if Mud was his color guy. He couldn't have been.
When did Mud
Because Mud would have been – I think Mud was still playing. No, Mud was in the 80s. I don't know. Look Mud up.
Okay.
See how long he's been –
I keep typing Mud. I forget I need to type Mud.
Chat is not going to know who Mud is.
All right. Let's see. His last year playing baseball, Mud, was 1993.
Okay.
He started broadcasting in 1996.
Okay. So he was.
Oh, yeah. There he is. In 1997, he began his run with Mel Proctor and Matt Vescursion.
All right. So, yeah, Mud was the guy. We'll ask. It'll be fun. Mel Proctor's going to come on here in a little while. And looking forward to catching up with him. He's a great baseball guy. He was the guy who called Tony Gwynn's 3,000th hit.
It's a pretty big deal.
On television. That, unfortunately, for Mel, well, let's see, 97 to 01. So he was a broadcaster in 98 when they went to the World Series, too.
Yeah.
So he had some glory back then. Anyway, Mel Proctor, great broadcaster. He's done the Rangers, the Orioles, the Nationals. And then you go to the Clippers, the Washington Bullets, New Jersey Nets.
Wow.
And according to this, I got to ask him, Proctor appeared on 5 episodes of Homicide, Life on the Street.
Ooh.
Playing the fictional reporter Grant Besser. I got to get him on that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
I would love to be at a show like that.
Wouldn't that be just fun to be on? Yeah, just say you got on there.
Or a detective or something.
Anyway, really haven't caught up with Mel in a while. I think he has a book coming out. And Skraby said, hey, let's come on. Let's talk some old fun baseball. So that'll be in about half an hour.
He's
with us.
He's actually calling me right now.
All right. He'll be joining us.
Answer it? No, he's
right
not calling us right now. He's calling me on my cell phone. I think he needs to talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
He'll be joining us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It's better. That's coming up in a little bit. A little earlier today, if you just tuned in, even I thought it was a classic World Cup semifinal. And Argentina did it again. Another comeback. Down 1-0 to England with 5 minutes remaining in regulation time. And Argentina got the goal to tie it. And then 2 minutes into extra time, Messi set up the game winner. And they broke the hearts of England. 2-1 Argentina goes to the final. And it'll be Argentina taking on Spain on Sunday. England played great. Maybe they got a little bit too defensive oriented, the last 20 minutes or so, trying to protect that 1-0 lead. That's for them to kind of go through and, deal with. I don't watch enough soccer to know, but, when you're only up 1-0 and Messi's on the other team, I don't know that you can just play defense. I think you have to at least – be looking at the other end of the field because you just sit back. Messi's going to finally get an opening. And he did. He got 2. He assisted on both goals. So Argentina beats England 2-1. Great game. What I would suggest, though, if you taped it or DVR'd it, whatever, and you
reeled it.
I know. I always sound so old. But yeah, if you get home and you want to watch it, all the goals were scored in the second half, but watch the first 10 minutes of the match. I've never seen a more physical 10 minutes of soccer in my, soccer viewing days.
Career.
Yeah, right. But it was crazy. And joked with Skraby, like, Steelers, Ravens could barely hold a candle. These teams they were fighting each other basically on the field the first 10 minutes. Finally settled in and played some great soccer. So that's that. Baseball All-Star Game was last night. That really doesn't deserve a whole lot more attention. I don't even know. American League won. I just know that
you
the
definitely
game
know
was
who won.
so bad. That
You know who won MVP?
You know, it's funny. I did not know until I just glanced up at MLB Network and I saw Mike Schmidt handing the trophy to Cody Bellinger.
Yep.
But I had no idea who won.
Yeah, it was Cody
just
Bellinger.
now.
It was kind of cute because his daughters came out to get the trophy with him. You know, the older I get, the weirder it is that the players that I saw coming to the league is like young guys are now married with kids. It's just weird how aging works, Chris.
Well, I don't know why you're telling that to me.
Yeah, right.
Practically every player in Major League Baseball now,
That's true.
I saw their fathers play,
That is true.
including Fernando Tatis.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
you
you got me beat.
right. Go right on down the line.
And
I saw them
then
all.
your next thing is when their kids have kids, and now you're watching the grandchildren.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll make it to see, Fernando
think you-
Tatis
oh.
the third, but
That might
Maybe.
be a while.
I guess anything's possible. But yeah. So Padres will get back to it on Friday night. They'll be in Kansas City taking on the Royals. I don't know if I've seen a pitching matchup yet. I don't know.
I haven't
team
either,
has.
There's a lot
I'll
of
take a
up in the
look here.
air.
Yeah, some teams have named. Yeah, it says right here: Michael King versus Seth Lugo. That's according to ESPN's website.
Yeah, that's
We have not
kind of
seen anything
projecting.
official from the Padres yet,
Yeah.
but they don't just throw it in there willy nilly. So they must, think or have been tipped off to the fact it'll be Michael King and Seth Lugo on Friday night. Certainly makes sense for the Padres
Of course.
to use Michael King in the first game.
I mean, I said it was dramatic last night, but am I wrong that the rest of the season for the Padres is almost like a playoff stretch?
No, you're not wrong. I said it. They cannot go 2-8 here on this 10-game road trip. They go 2-8. We can all go to the games when they come home, but it's going to be a different vibe.
Yeah.
We're just going to be going for fun to go to a baseball game.
Yeah.
Because 2-8, AJ's done. There's no reason for him to try to save it. I'm looking at a trade that was made today in Major League Baseball
Saw that,
where
yeah.
Lance McCullers, a bit of a World Series hero. I think he had some good moments for the Astros there in some of those postseason runs, but a right-hander who's been injured much of his career. He got traded to the Brewers today, and I think it was a prospect or something went back. But, to me, that's a nice pickup for the Brewers.
Oh, no, you know who went back?
No, I didn't see him.
It was actually Prince Fielder's son, Jaden Fielder.
Really?
Yes, it was.
They traded him out of Prince's
of
organization?
Prince's- I guess Prince might identify more with the Tigers, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, yes, they traded his son to
I think
the
Prince.
Astros.
I would say Prince more of a Brewer, but
I don't
maybe I just
disagree.
think that because Tony and Prince were friends when Tony was on the Brewers.
True.
But no, I didn't see that.
But yes, they traded
So
his son.
Prince Fielder's son goes to the Astros. Houston gets McCullers. They've had some injury situations in their starting rotation. McCullers will fit in as a 4 or 5 guy. So, but the reason I bring it up, to me, that's kind of what the Padres would be able to expect to trade for.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you that Lance McCullers is not going to change the fortune of the Padres. It would be an upgrade over, rolling the dice every time with a broken down Bueller all of a sudden and
JP
Sears and Marquez and all the rest of these guys were running out there. But I don't think it's a game changer.
No. There's not. I don't think there's really one person that they could acquire that we were like, okay, now they're going to be in the playoffs.
You can't
There's too many. There's too many spots that they need.
No, but if you got Scooble, you'd be excited and you'd say, "Hey, there's an ace," but you're going to have to give away everything for that. And I just don't see them doing, taking that kind of risk. By the way, I know I probably shared this before, but I'll share it again. Lance McCullers. I just told you, I've seen everybody's dad play.
Yes.
Well, Lance McCullers was a Padre. This McCullers' dad was a Padre. He was I think he was the heir apparent back in the mid 80s to be the next great closer. He was I know what they called him, the baby goose, because he was following in the footsteps of Goose Gossage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Gossage was the closer, right, in mid-'80s, 84 and on. McCullers was going to be the next big closer for the Padres, baby goose, etc. Let me just look him up because I got a second. He was in the bigs 85 to 92. Here it is, nicknames Baby Goose. So I was not wrong. But I bring this up, and let me just look it up. Lance McCullers in 85, 6, 7, and 8, 4 years with the Padres, ended up saving 36 games. So he had a few saves. He dated Loriello.
What?
I'm just throwing that in there.
You know what?
I think I told you
knew
this.
that, but
Yeah.
I forgot that, and it just hit me again.
Yeah. So every time his son does anything now, or gets as he was today traded, I have to go through this in my mind.
Has she ever been like, well, I could have married Lance McCullers?
I don't think she said exactly that, but I guess it could have worked out.
That would have
way.
been mean. That would have been mean to say. She
she's
had
not.
made a much better.
You think she made a
decision.
good call? I hope
so.
she thinks she made a good call.
I think so.
But yeah, every time I see Lance McCullers Jr., I have to think of Lance McCullers and Lori.
That is unfortunate.
That's unfortunate for me. Like, there's nobody out there that I can point to. You know what I mean? Like some celebrity out there whose mother was famous 30 years ago, and that I could go, I dated her.
Yeah.
So the Lori'd have to make the same connection, but no, that doesn't go both ways.
Well, you won, so.
Thank you, Skraby. We'll take a break. Yeah, sorry, Lance McCullers.
You missed out.
You missed out. More Gwynn and Chris coming up. And, we doing fantasy football update?
I think so.
I'm excited.
I think so.
What do you want first, AFC or NFC?
I always want to start with the AFC.
All right. Football fantasy people. Stay tuned.
Over under 3.5 times for me to do this. Right now, this is going to be difficult, I think.
2 on, 2 outs. Lifted in the
It's
air,
just,
left field, pretty
fly
well
ball.
struck.
Not going to happen.
Brings it in, and that's the 3rd out.
All right, that's 1. On the ground. Logan Webb trying to get me to chase a sinker. Oh,
Ground, right side.
man. He got me to chase a sinker. 2.
Nope. Ball 1.
I'm not going to get overconfident about my eye right there, because
2 on, 2 outs. Next
I
pitch
should have
in
swung
for
at that,
strike,
though.
And the count is 1-1.
Oh, man. Just weak grounders. Why? That's 3. So all you unders better hope for me to do it right here. Oh, that's not going to happen. That was... Just swung at the first pitch, just swing at the first pitch. So the unders lost, the overs won, but let's see how long it takes me before I can actually get past this.
2 outs.
Ball inside.
Tying run and scoring
Can you leave
position.
those up?
Top half of inning number 4.
More.
Ground ball right side.
This is what?
He takes it himself
5
to the
now?
bag, and that'll do it.
Just grounder after
Here's the second
grounder after
baseman,
grounder.
Sung-Mun Song.
This
He's
is going to take me
0 for 1.
forever. Just gap one, please. Oh, that was... I went way too far underneath it.
And that's the 3rd out.
That's 6.
First and second,
Fine.
2 down. Top
It's
half of
fine.
inning number 4. That misses the zone.
I almost
Ball
swung.
1.
It was looking good there for a second.
That one back up
It's
the
not
middle,
going to
and
get me
gets
2
through.
RBIs, but...
Castellanos on his way to the plate. He'll
Oh,
score easily.
Castellanos, a blast from the past right there.
Single, a big 2-out
I
hit
think
in a
it's
game.
7 now. Come on. I'm better than this. Why am I swinging at that? Why? It's so stupid.
Makes the catch
8. I gotta wait for like the perfect pitch.
Now it's this
Ball, that's in.
Trying to get me to go. Why wouldn't you think this is my 9th try?
That's a ball.
If he walks me, I still don't win.
Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Fastball. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? No. I don't. Okay, that's 9. At this point,
First and second,
12 and a half over under.
We'll hit next.
I guess 13. Let's do 13 and a half.
Outside, that's a ball.
See, I need him to throw strikes because I lose the challenge.
2 on, 2 outs.
Why do I swing at stuff like that? I think this was the 10th.
The third out.
I gotta start writing this stuff down. Didn't think I was gonna get this far. Okay. That was we're just gonna say attempt number 10, I think.
First and second, 2 outs. On the ground, right side, and that's a foul.
At least I get another chance. Actually, I could have rolled
2 on,
for a
2
double.
outs. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up. Try to
He's gonna
track
throw
the
me a
ball.
sinker.
Block it
Off
if you
the plate,
have to,
ball
as
1.
far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about.
He's
but
gonna do
some
another
way,
one.
Somehow
Another one.
climb back into this
Coming at
advantage
me.
count.
And I did it.
He's absolutely belted.
Oh, exit. That's a home run. That wins. That wins. In my, I think, 10th attempt. I did it. Over under 3.5 times for me to do this. Right now, this is going to be difficult, I think.
2 on, 2 outs. Lifted in the
It's
air,
just,
left field, pretty
fly
well
ball.
struck.
Not going to happen.
Brings it in, and that's the third out.
All right, that's 1. On the ground. Logan Webb trying to get me to chase a sinker. Oh,
Ground, right side.
man. He got me to chase a sinker. 2.
Nope. Ball 1.
I'm not going to get overconfident about my eye right there, because
2 on, 2 outs. Next
I should have swung at that, though.
And the count is 1-1.
Oh, man. Just weak grounders. Why? That's 3. So all you unders better hope for me to do it right here. Oh, that's not going to happen. That was...
And that's the third out.
Just swung at the first pitch, just swing at the first pitch. So the unders lost, the overs won, but let's see how long it takes me before I can actually get past this.
2 outs.
Ball inside.
Tying run and scoring
Can you leave
position.
those up?
Top half of inning number 4.
I think of Eminem. I immediately think of him on the HBO show at the Lions practices, helping out the kneecap cannibal.
Oh, yes, yes.
'Cause Eminem's, you know, Michigan guy.
Yeah, he's a Detroit guy.
Yeah. And then I think of football. So Eminem makes me think of football. I'm probably the only one.
No, I don't. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Hey, anything's making me think of football. After that awful all-star baseball game last night, seriously, I cannot wait for the start of the National Football League. And Skraby, whenever I say the National Football League, that's what needs to follow. There it is.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, honestly, I watched the game today, the soccer. That was football, but it was football. These guys are knocking the stuffing out of each other. Let's play. But you know what? We honestly don't care about all that stuff. We think we do when we watch the NFL. But really all we care about is our fantasy stats. It really is.
true.
I hate to tell you.
I was talking to my friend the other day, and we're both maybe possibly sort of getting to the point where we might bow out of fantasy football in the next 5 years. Because I'm not ready to do it yet. But
Really?
it does wear on my soul when my team
Well, it is.
stinks.
Okay, I get that. But your team's usually pretty good.
Yeah, they're decent.
First of all. Second of all, I had an 0-10 year one year, and I made it through that. It was embarrassing, but, I put my lineup out every week. I don't know. I know what you're saying, but I don't think I could go into a season with no fantasy roster.
It would be very strange.
I mean, really, I don't think I don't think I'm overstating this. I don't think I'd watch too many games.
I know I would watch games, but I wouldn't pay attention as closely.
Yeah.
I love watching NFL football games. It doesn't matter if I have a fantasy player. It definitely helps if I do have a fantasy player.
Okay. Because I'll tell you, the Thursday night game, if there's nobody on either roster, I pretty much just don't watch it.
Really?
Especially now that it's on Prime Video.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at the AFC. Just a kind of a fantasy football update. Get you reacquainted with who's where, who's gone where, who's in, who's out. Start here with the Buffalo Bills, the team that has tortured my team for as long as I can remember. And, of course, Josh Allen isn't going anywhere, and James Cook isn't going anywhere. But the big news in Buffalo, the addition of wide receiver DJ Moore. Comes from the Bears. He's been, he's had moments, right, with the Bears.
Yeah.
But, man, he should really have moments with Josh Allen, don't you think? He could be a really high draft pick in fantasy. In fantasy.
He, I think that his attitude might be an issue, and that's the reason the Bears wanted him out, is because he was the guy who, during a play, just went and sat on the bench. He has really poor body language, and I know that we talk about that here sometimes. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from DJ Moore. He has the possibility of being really good in fantasy sports.
Can he be
Are you okay?
I don't know. Can he be worse to deal with than Stephon Diggs was? Josh Allen turned him into something pretty good.
That is true. Stephon Diggs is a talented wide receiver.
He's still available.
Yes,
by the way.
Yes, he is.
Joshua Palmer, former Charger, is also now a Bill.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I'm just saying the Bills are trying to get some receivers, right? I mean, they still have Khalil Shakir.
Yes, they do.
All right, let's move on in that division.
And Keon Coleman, but Keon Coleman's always in trouble, so.
Yeah, excuse me. The Dolphins, there's no way you'll take anybody other than maybe Devon Achane. Malik Willis from Green Bay is the new quarterback. If you're looking for me to name a wide receiver, even I can't do it.
I mean, Jalen Waddle.
He's gone.
Where'd he go?
Traded him to the Broncos.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's long gone.
So who's your number one?
We don't have one.
You just have
the name. Here's the only
we
name.
don't have one.
No, I'm going to tell you the receiver is the only one here on this list I recognize the name, Tutu Atwell, and it's hardly a number one wide receiver.
Wow. I'm sorry, Chris. That is tough.
There's reason why people say the Dolphins have the worst talent in football. I mean, they don't just say it for fun. The Jets always give you a run for your money there. Garrett Wilson's still there. Breece Hall's still there.
Yeah.
Geno Smith is still your quarterback if you're the Jets. I don't see a whole lot of upgrades except for maybe is this Omar Cooper? Yeah, the kid from Indiana in the draft. Had some big plays for them, but rookie wide receivers have been. There used to be a time where rookie wide receivers couldn't do anything in the NFL because they couldn't learn the position. Now people don't care about teaching them position; they just send them down to catch passes. And a lot of these rookie wide receivers have been really, really good.
They definitely have.
So he could be your guy.
Not
there.
Marvin Harrison Jr. though.
No, still hasn't come around.
No.
Patriots. Drake May has A.J. Brown to throw to. That's the big news there. Romeo Doubs also, old Packer, is now a
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's go to the Baltimore Ravens, staying in the AFC. Looks pretty similar. Lamar, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman. No John Harbaugh. Does that change your thinking on the Ravens?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
I think they may try to make Lamar Jackson really happy and call plays that he wants. So maybe it's a good offensive year for Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson has what, 2 MVPs now? Like he gets one more and he's like into the hierarchy of quarterbacks.
He definitely is.
But as good as he is, He's got nothing to show for it
No
in
big
terms
game
of
wins.
winning big games. Nothing. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes, 2-time MVP.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers is back one more time. The rest of it's similar. DK Metcalf is still there. Michael Pittman, Colt guy, goes to the Steelers. I don't know how much that moves the needle if you're the Steelers. That doesn't move
Michael
the
Pittman's
needle.
a good player, but
he is. He's caused me some fantasy heartache in the past.
Me too.
But more of a 7 for 80 with a touchdown guy. Probably not going 12 for 165.
No, that's a good point.
Cleveland Browns, I just, I don't even want to keep looking here because number one on the depth chart, quarterback Deshaun Watson. So if that's what they're going to do, it's going to be hard to ever root for the Browns. Bengals, they got all the big names back. Burrow, Brown, Chase, Higgins. Can they defend? They've been trying for how many years now to get a defense? They got
Sexy Dexy. Dexter Lawrence,
Dexter Lawrence,
to
play a defensive tackle. We'll see if that works. Let's hustle to the Houston Texans. Can CJ Stroud bounce back after just the worst playoff thing you've ever seen?
I don't know. He's gotten slowly worse.
I still think Houston's better than New England, but he single-handedly gave that game away.
He did.
How many interceptions?
4?
Like 5 turnovers in the second quarter?
It was brutal.
So bad. I didn't think it was possible for a quarterback to be that bad, especially a guy who played like in the national championship at Ohio State semifinal games, like he was in big games.
And he came off of a Rookie of the Year, so obviously he knew how to play at some point.
David Montgomery is a Texan now. Isn't that the guy from the Lions?
It is.
Okay.
I'm not sure about him just because he's older now, but he'll probably get you some touchdowns.
Well, the thing with David Montgomery is that, he doesn't have to share time. He's only 29.
Wow, that's younger
I
than
hate to call him that old.
That's ancient for running back.
I know,
age,
but I'm saying he might be a good sneaky pick for you.
Okay.
Jacksonville, Trevor.
Yeah.
Lawrence. Jacoby Myers doesn't change too much for me.
What do we feel about Brian Robinson Jr. this year?
Where did he go last year? Brian Thomas, you mean?
Oh, yeah, Brian Thomas, yes.
He went from great to bad.
Yeah.
They have a new running back who they drafted from Virginia Tech last year. Bashal Tootin.
Oh, yeah, Tootin.
Rootin' Tootin.
He had some good games last year.
You like Rootin' Tootin?
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts, best news for them probably, Phillip Rivers, not the preseason starter.
I don't know. He played with fire.
Although he played just as well, I think. As,
do you remember how awesome that was?
It was fun to watch. It was fun. Daniel Jones is back. And look, they lost Pittman, so Josh Downs, I guess, will have to step up.
He's okay, but he's one of those guys that everybody thinks is going to be better, and he never gets better.
Jonathan Taylor had a great bounce back year last year. And I think we just have I hope I didn't leave anybody's team out. Oh, here's one, the Tennessee Titans. First note on the Titans, we mentioned it to Tony yesterday, but they're changing the color of their home uniforms back to the I guess I'd call it kind of a pastel blue that the old Houston Oilers wore.
Yeah, I saw the helmets today. They're
nice,
awesome.
Right?
Awesome.
Cam Ward gets his second year. That's got to be probably a decent thing. Wan'Dale Robinson comes over. Okay, he did some things for the Giants.
Yeah, all right.
Calvin Ridley, was he there? I think he was there last year.
He was.
And Tony Pollard, Ty J. Spears. I think they could find somebody in the backfield that wouldn't kill the Titans. They had a long way to go.
Yeah, the Titans are not very good, so
not yet. All right, we got one more division to go in the AFC, and that's the Chargers division. Justin Herbert. I don't know, how much longer do we just have to call Justin Herbert a top 6 quarterback? Like, when do we finally get to say he's not? I've been saying it for his whole career, and I have to give in at the end of the discussion and say, okay, he is.
I don't know the answer to that.
But he's still over when it comes to the postseason. And he didn't even make it last year.
So he's in his 5th year probably because he was drafted with Tua.
Yeah.
I would think that after this year, he deserves some criticism if he can't win a playoff game.
They didn't get there last year, did they? Did they miss it? It's hard to remember. The years run together sometimes. But, I don't know. He's got enough weapons. McConkey, Quentin Johnson stepped up last year.
The Chargers lost to the Patriots.
That's right. And the year before, the Jags in the game, or a year or two before, they blew the Jags game. Remember?
Yes.
Oh, no. 2 years ago, it was the Texans crushed them.
And then before that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's year after year.
All right.
And Jim Harbaugh was supposed to change that, and he couldn't change it. I'm just saying. I don't begrudge the fact that Justin Herbert is a talent,
I think what you're saying, though, is fair at this point in time.
Okay. Omarion Hampton.
Oh, he's pretty good.
Stays healthy. He's a pretty damn good player for them. Kansas City Chiefs. I will say this one more time. Maybe I'll say it way more than one more time. I know you're thinking the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl because they're the Chiefs. They actually finished with a worse record than the Dolphins last year. That's how far they fell with Patrick Mahomes not there.
He was there.
But you know what I mean.
Poorly all year.
Right. Justin Fields is now behind him, which doesn't make me feel any better.
That's a good move for Justin Fields.
Sure. Biggest pickup, though, by the Chiefs, Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP.
Yes, that's pretty big for their offense.
From
They've
Seattle.
Never really had a really good running back.
I always felt Pacheco was good, but they never turned him into the dominant, and maybe he just wasn't good enough to be that dominant guy. The Raiders. Are they kidding?
Ashton Genty? Brock Bowers.
Ashton Genty. No, never mind that. Who's their quarterback?
Fernando Mendoza is not going to be taken in fantasy.
He's not the starter. Or not yet. Who do they have instead?
I forget.
I'm sure you do.
Who is it?
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, my
really?
goodness.
The Raiders.
Kirk Cousins is the least Raider person, I think, in the NFL.
That's true. Is the word milquetoast fair? Kirk Cousins does not belong with the Raiders.
He does not. He would never. Although he does get kind of crazy when he wins, and he
put that chain on that time.
And then he yelled at the media, "You like that? You like that?"
Denver Broncos. We told you already. The big addition is Jalen Waddle, and I've already warned all my Denver fans. He'll drop. Well, no, he'll make some plays, but he'll drop some key passes at the wrong time because he did that pretty much consistently with Miami. All right, we'll do the NFC fantasy update later. Gwynn and Chris taking a break right now. And, Mel Proctor. Padre fans, stay tuned. Some good fun stuff with him. Right now, we got Jake Cronenworth, and we're excited to have him on our Friar Friday interview. Jake, thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure. How are you?
Hey, guys. Appreciate you having me on. I'm doing great.
Well, we love having Jake all the time. I'll get right to it, Jake. It's been a crazy year for you. Take us back to obviously Anaheim and the hit by pitch and how that thing developed, because you were able to play for a week or so after, and then everything kind of went crazy there. We all felt for you, but we didn't really know a lot about what was going on.
Yeah, I think over the course of the next weeks, I think it was 2.5 weeks before I finally said something. I don't think. I've said it in past interviews and stuff, and I don't think going to Colorado and Mexico City right after that helped at all. I think a lot of the things I was feeling, I kind of just thought it was altitude and some of the headaches I was having and bad sleep and stuff. And but obviously once we got home from that trip, I started noticing little things each day, and obviously said something after that.
Now, did your symptoms as you went into, I didn't even think about that. You went to Colorado, we go to Mexico City. Did your symptoms start happening worse once you returned to altitude and we got home? Is that when each day there was something new that was popping?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I've gone back and thought about some of those days I've had, and one of the things I was looked back on was that first off day we had in Colorado a couple days after. And I remember walking to get a coffee, and I couldn't even walk outside with my sunglasses on. And some of the stuff I was doing on that Friday in Colorado before the game, it just didn't feel right. And, again, knowing now, I wish I would have said something then. But yeah, once we got home from that road trip, obviously some things started popping up that were I was questioning why it was happening and what was going on, and talked to some people that I know that had gone through it, and they helped a lot with kind of perspective on it and the decision I finally made to say something about it.
Jake Cronenworth is with us, and Jake, I mean, you're such a beloved player, in this organization, both fans and media. So I think for a lot of us, man, when you went down, it was hard because we didn't hear a lot. You were kind of not really around with the team, and I started going, "Where's Jake? How's Jake?" We weren't getting a lot of reports. How difficult was that time for you? I know this is a silly question. It was very difficult. But take us through the month and a half where I know so desperately you wanted to play, but the symptoms wouldn't go away.
Yeah, I think that was the hardest thing about it is, as Tony knows, like we're in such a routine. We're around the guys every day and, you're having fun in the clubhouse, in the dugout, and obviously playing every day with these guys. And, to have that taken away and to not even be really able to be around them, especially with some of the symptoms I was having. That's the hardest piece, and watching the games on TV. And, as frustrating as it was, a lot of the people and the doctors and some guys I know that have gone through it in the past, like, the one thing that they told me was like, just take care of yourself and come back when the time is right, when you feel right. Some of these guys that I talked to try to come back too early, and it prolonged the process. So I think, as much as it did stink that I wasn't able to be here every day and be around the team, even, in the past, like last year when I had a broken rib, I'm able to be in the dugout and travel with the guys and be around them. I think it was the right decision in the end of it, now that, you look back on it.
Jake Cronenworth joins us here talking a little bit about the injury he had early in the season. So, Jake, at what point did you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel? Because that was a long process before you got to the point where you could even think about baseball. At what point did you start to, get encouraged that, okay, this is moving in the direction where I'm going to be back on the field soon?
Yeah, I think it was around those days. I think I had, 2 or 3 days when I was in the dugout before I headed to Arizona to get some at-bats and get a bunch of work when the team went on the road. I mean, up until then, there wasn't really, a day where I kind of woke up and was like, oh, man, it's gone. I feel great. It was like this kind of roller coaster up and down, slow progress that I was feeling. And, again, I'd have some days where, I'd see that progress and then I'd do some things and I'd be like, that is not right. That should not happen. And inevitably, I think the thing that took the longest was my eyes to get right.
Jake Cronenworth is with us. All right, let's move past all that because we are, and you are past all that. And Jake Cronenworth is back, and you're with the Padres. And, you're back to being you a little bit. You're squaring up some balls, hitting the ball into the seats. I think, at least from what I can see, you're probably feeling a lot better at home plate than you did before this all happened. Where are you right now?
Yeah, no, I feel great. I think, the biggest thing is just like you go through something like that and as emotional as it is and, you're trying to fight through it and you want to get back and you finally get back and you feel like yourself and you feel normal again, especially with, playing with it for, 50 at bats. It's one of those things. It's just refreshing to get in the box and be able to feel normal again. I feel great. I feel like myself, which I think is the most.
Continues here, 341. Tony's idol today, Chris Ello, Matt Skraby, Bill Howe, Studios, We Know How. And I'm excited about our next guest, a guy that I did a lot of listening to back in the day, watching the Padres. He was there for the 1998 World Series run. He was there for Tony Gwynn's 3,000th hit. He joins us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. And he's one of the great broadcasters. What a career he's had, and we're happy to have you on. Mel Proctor, how are you, sir? Good to talk to you.
Hi, Chris.
After a
how
while.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I'm great. I was going to bring you on as Grant Besser, but I didn't know if you'd remember who that is.
Yes, I do. That was one of my acting gigs years ago.
I know. How did that happen? Was that fun? Homicide Life on the Street.
Yeah, it's actually a good story. I was broadcasting a Orioles baseball game one night, and Barry Levinson, who was from Baltimore,
Yeah.
famed movie producer, walked through behind us, and I heard him mention something. He yelled to us. He said, "Hey, I listen to you guys all the time. Great job." And so on the air, because Barry went down to somebody's box and sat down. On the air, I said, "Well, Barry, I've done some acting, and why don't you give me a shot on Homicide?"
Oh my goodness!
So he came back into the box and said, "All right, here's the name of the casting director. Go see her." And I went and ended up getting on 8 episodes.
That's pretty awesome. If I'm not mistaken, Barry Levinson won an Academy Award as the director of Rain Man.
Yes.
I think I'm right about that. So
Yeah,
you were working with top-notch talent there, and of course we had top-notch talent when you called the Padres, and it's kind of good to catch up with you. And I want to talk about your book, which is called Destitute Darlings. We'll get into it in a minute, but just a couple of your memories now. I can't believe it's been so long, right? But
oh God,
Tony Gwynn's hit, but the '98 World Series. I mean, it's almost hard to tell people nowadays what that really was like and how crazy exciting it was around here.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
That's one thing. They had a reunion about, I guess 10 years ago. Most of the players showed up, and all of them looked great, like they could play now, and it was wonderful to see everybody. But it's frustrating watching the Padres, who've been in the playoffs several times, upset the Dodgers at one time, but can't seem to get over the hump. The Padres were simply not good enough for the 1998 Yankees, who swept them.
Sure.
Yankees are one of the best teams in history, but it was great working for the Padres then. Larry Lucchino was the team president and was the best executive in baseball history, I think. And they built a great team and a great following that's carried on until today. It's great.
Yeah, no question. Mel Proctor, the great voice of Padres baseball, spent a little time with us catching up. Okay, before I get to the book, I think maybe your greatest contribution to the Padres organization, Mel, is not calling the '98 team. It's not even calling Tony Gwynn's 3,000th hit, a highlight that everybody's replayed over and over again. Your greatest contribution was putting up with and bringing along your new broadcast partner at the time, Mark Grant.
Well, actually,
how did that go?
Well, actually, I had 2 rookies, Mark Grant and Rick Sutcliffe.
Yes, right.
Both
Sut did games too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And in fact, Sutcliffe developed so fast that I told our boss at Channel 4, I said, "You better get this guy signed up for the future because somebody's going to grab him." Sure enough, ESPN did.
Yeah.
And he left. But Mark Grant was, Mark, he's a wonderful guy. He's got a great sense of humor. He just fit in. Almost anybody. It's amazing to watch him. He's been doing that now for 30 years.
I know.
And, yeah, he's he worked with me for 5 years. So in that alone is an accomplishment. But Matt Vescursion and Dick Enberg and Don Orsillo and
I don't know if I missed anybody. Yeah, no, but you had him when he was raw, so you really had to kind of break him in. That's now he's kind of established and we're used to his quirkiness. You might have been the first person to hear him, say if check swing, if he hits it, it's a double, right? So you had to kind of break in some of that stuff.
Well, I had some experience in Baltimore with a crazy guy named John Lowenstein.
Oh, okay, I remember the player. I didn't know he was a broadcaster.
Yeah, and he came in as a rookie and was unusual to say the least. So I'd had some experience, so I was kind of prepared when I took Mark on. But Mark was wonderful to work with. A great guy and knowledgeable baseball guy, and just love hearing his stories, and I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Mel Proctor, it's great talking to you. Let's hear a little bit about your book. Now, Hawaii, the Islanders, was actually, I believe, the team that Tony Gwynn went to on his way up to the Padres. But even before that, your team in the mid-'70s and so many future Padres and some championship teams that Skraby was like going, they had a team in Hawaii. Like, what did they? Why? You know, the travel's terrible. So tell us, the book's kind of cool, and I imagine they were pretty well loved over there.
Oh yeah, they were a great team, and the attendance was outstanding, and they were successful. Jack Gwynn was their general manager for most of the time, and then team president. He came from a baseball family, the Gwynns, who used to run the Phillies, his dad. So, you know, they did well, but I came aboard in 1975.
Wow.
And at that time, they were playing in Honolulu Stadium, which was known as the Termite Palace, because termites were supposedly eating away at the stadium, and it was about to fall down. So the state approved building a new stadium called Aloha Stadium out in Hawaii,
sure,
which is outside of town.
Yeah.
Well, they were supposed to move in there for the 75 season, but they couldn't get the damn thing built by then. So they told the Islanders, you'll have to play in the old stadium one more year. Well, the old stadium had been sold and was on the verge of being torn down. So they had to refurbish the stadium and put in turf and all kinds of things. But the Islanders got back in there for that 1 year and played great and won their first championship in team history. But here's where it really got interesting. The next year, 1976, they actually moved into the new stadium, and everybody was excited. Here's a 50,000-seat minor league stadium.
Yes, Aloha Stadium. Before it became unsafe to walk around in that place, it was a big deal back in the day.
Yeah, it was also a football stadium for the University of Hawaii. But
right.
Everybody was so excited about this new stadium, the players, everybody else. And so the team moved into the stadium and got out to kind of a slow start and sputtering along into May. And then something really strange happened. The Tacoma Twins came to town, and the general manager of the stadium, Maki Ganagasawa, he and Jack Gwynn did not like each other. They'd been former employees together with the Islanders, and Maki didn't like Jack and was sticking to him every opportunity. So they signed the worst lease agreement in Major League history, or minor league history for that matter. They got no share of the concessions or the parking.
Wow.
Which is unheard of. So they were depending solely on tickets sold. But in May, Tacoma came to town, and Maki Ganagasawa had an edict that no baseball spikes would be worn on his AstroTurf field. So Tacoma came in, and they said, that's baloney. Our pitchers are going to use regular cleats. And so their pitcher, Bill Butler, took the mound. Mackey sent some people out to inspect him. He sure enough had on baseball spikes. And they told the umpires. The umpires told Mackey, who turned out all the lights in the stadium.
Oh, my
goodness. They had to forfeit the game. Well, that forfeit ended up them winning the championship outright because they wound up in a tie later, at the end of the season. But that was just the beginning of
crazy things.
They had terrible financial problems. They had paychecks were bouncing. Players weren't getting paid. They couldn't pay their bills. They couldn't pay their hotel
did they
bills.
real quick, Mel? Did they go on like 25-game road trips, or did they fly back and forth? Or
they went on 2 18-game trips then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But and the thing was, they had been a very good home team at the old stadium and not that good a road team. But in Aloha Stadium, it was the reverse. They were a great road team, but couldn't win at home. And part of the reason was the design of the ballpark. Fans were too far away from the field, and it was a 45-minute drive out there, and people stopped coming, which they had a good attendance the first year, but eventually they started dropping off, and that led to the team dying off in the late 80s, early 90s, and they finally moved to Colorado Springs. But anyway, despite all of these obstacles, they continued to win.
Yeah.
And they, like I said, they wound up tied with Tacoma for the division lead because they were supposed to be a 3-game playoff, best of 3. But since they had no money to fly back and forth, Hawaii, they played 1 game in Tacoma, which Hawaii won. Then they had to move to Salt Lake City to play the League Series Championship Series. And again, it was supposed to be a 7-game series, but it was reversed to best of 5 because Hawaii couldn't afford to travel. So they played all 5 games in Salt Lake City. and the Islanders still won the championship.
Wow.
The day they won the championship, the Pacific Coast League voted them out of the league, kicked them out of the league because of financial problems. So
that's the days those are the glory days of the minor league baseball. So it'll be fun.
What was incredible was this is a collection of former major leaguers and some rookies like Bill Ullman and Gene Richards, Mike Champion, who played for the Padres.
Oh yeah, a lot of great names.
These guys all banded together. Bobby Valentine was on the team. They all banded together to win. And, nobody would do that today if they said, hey, you're not getting paid. Well, we'll go ahead and play. But somehow they did. They
I love it.
Together and they won the championship.
I love it. Mel Proctor, the book is called Destitute Darlings. It's about the great PCL way back when and Hawaii team in 1975 and 6. You can find the book on Amazon. Search Destitute Darlings. And one note that I just looked up here while we're talking, Mel, you followed as a Hawaii Islanders broadcaster in the footsteps of Harry Callis, Hall of Famer from the NFL who did the Eagles, and I'm sure you're aware, Al Michaels did Hawaii Islanders games. How about that? So
yeah, that's quite a history.
Yeah.
I remember when I got the Islanders job, I went up in the press box one night. Ballpark was empty, and I sat there and I thought about Harry Callis and Al Michaels, and I was thinking, God, maybe this will be me in the future. Is it possible?
Well, you've created great fame in all kinds of different areas. It's good to catch up with you, Mel. Hope everything's well, family, everybody, and we'll never forget everything you did for the Padres organization. And yeah, you can come on anytime. We'll love to chat.
Love to, and please tell Tony hi.
Absolutely, we'll do so. Mel Proctor, right there, voice of the Padres back in '98. When they went to the World Series, 2001, he broke in Mark Grant. So we can thank him for that. Can you imagine it's hard enough to put up with Mark Grant now. Can you imagine how to put up with him when he was a rookie and he didn't, was wet behind the ears?
I can't honestly imagine.
No.
Mark Grant is great. I can imagine him being even funnier back then.
Yeah, Mel had to kind of, tone him down a little bit here and there. Yeah, no, Mel Proctor's a, big time broadcaster and always has been. So
yeah,
we were lucky to have him in San Diego.
Darlings.
Yeah, Destitute Darlings. If you're a Padre fan or, especially more of an older type Padre fan, you're going to go through this book. You're going to recognize names. You're not going to believe. He said some of them, but Gene Richards and Gary Ross. I mean, these are Padre, players that worked their way up through the Hawaii Islanders. I enjoyed that, Skraby. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know a lot of people were thinking about that out there.
Those are fun. We'll take a break. Coming up, Chris versus the fans, 833-288-0973. Your chance to win prizes. Tony, you care to
Tony, I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony,
I see the corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly. Harbaugh.
I'm not sure where he went. I might text him to see if he's okay here in a second.
Hope he didn't. Yeah.
Did you think he fell in the shower or something?
I hope he didn't meet with foul play.
You think he met with foul play in our commercial break?
I don't know.
I mean, he is in New York City. So.
He's in New York City. It could be, you never know.
All right, we'll just go forward.
We're just going to go forward without Tony. I'm sure he'll rejoin us when he gets a moment.
Everybody stare at that box in the top right corner because it's just the corner of his room.
I'm going to look now. I'm kind of intrigued.
Oh, someone says maybe he's in the bathroom. I don't know.
He's been known to go there. As have all of us, frankly, but him more than most.
Over under, Tony just forgot that he was doing the show.
That's not nice. Yeah, so maybe that's what they're thinking.
You know what just hit me, Chris?
No.
What if Tony went out to get like ice or something and he forgot his room key?
That is something that he is more than capable of doing.
Because he would never be gone this late. This long with knowing that he was on the show.
No kidding, man. We took a commercial break like 5 minutes ago and he has not returned.
I'm going to text him.
Like, are you out in the hall trying to get into your room right now?
Everything okay?
Oh no! This
Question mark.
is scaring me. No. Did you hear back from Tony yet?
No, I'm thinking
something.
I'm thinking he locked himself out. He doesn't have his phone because it's in the room, so he's down at the front desk or something. I
don't know. I'm sure there's a story in here somewhere.
There's definitely got to be a
air.
story. Anyway. I was very concerned about Tony, and I took him off the screen because he's not back. I guarantee you he got locked out of his room.
I don't think you're wrong, because that makes sense. But how far away is the lobby? Of course, the New York hotel, it could be one of those ones where you got to wait a while to get up to the...
And he's just sitting in line. I don't know why I find this so funny, but it is.
Well, it's funny if he comes back with a funny story.
Yeah, like I locked myself out.
It's not funny if he fell and hit his head somewhere and we don't know where he is. That's not funny.
Of course, that's not funny.
He's obviously not with his phone because he hasn't gotten back to us.
Has Tony locked himself out before? Not during the show, but I'm sure he has at one point in his life.
Of all people, Tony would certainly seem to be one who would do it.
Oh, August also says, Clinton said, got to use the key card for the elevator too. So maybe he's just stuck.
You can't even get down? No, you don't need the key card to go down.
Okay.
You only need those to go up. You should be able to get down to the lobby to say, hey, I locked myself out. In New York City. But if we do, can you go to the Padre Hotel and knock on Tony's door? We don't know where he is still.
No.
Still hasn't come back.
And I turned on
It's been 20 minutes now.
I know. Now I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah. Where'd he go? What happened?
I don't know. I would call the front desk of the hotel, but I have no idea where they're staying.
I don't know where they're staying either. And when you sent him a text and said, is everything all right? We have not heard back from him. He is still not back in his room.
I bet you he is standing in line in the lobby as we speak.
Trying to get his key back.
Someone said text Jesse or Dave. And
it's really not a bad idea. Maybe at the next break, though.
Yes.
If we get to the next break, we got to text those guys so that they can go make sure he's okay. Because I don't know where he is. It's crazy.
Dave Marcus is probably the one to text.
We'll text Dave.
Because he's, Jesse could be doing anything, but Dave's always there, ready to go.
You're trying to say Dave has a ho-hum life and he'd just be sitting around waiting for a text, whereas Jesse might be busy? Is that what you're...
Dave's been doing this job for like 30 years. I don't think the what is the word I'm looking for? Never mind.
All right. Well, there's certainly an explanation, but we don't have it yet.
Text Scan. I don't know Scan well enough to text him.
We're going to text Dave if this gets to the top of the hour, and we still don't have a Tony Gwynn Jr. sighting. All right, do we just go to traffic like it's normal behavior time? I mean, it just seems weird.
We got to move on with the show.
Show must go on?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the really, really weird and ugly next here after traffic. All right, it's with less enthusiasm than usual that we embark on the good, the bad, and the ugly for week 2, Skrabe.
I'm going to try not to worry too much.
I'm going to try not to worry also. I'm not necessarily the worrying type.
I'm not either.
But, I'm intrigued now at this point. Like it's with this long pass to Devontae Smith.
He's back!
Helped put him there.
Hold on, he's back, everybody!
Stop everything.
I literally, we went to commercial break, I laid on the bed, and then I just fell asleep.
I never even considered it!
Week get together. The All-Star break continues. Oh, thank goodness for that. We even have one more day of it tomorrow.
There's a game tomorrow.
I know, but I don't know how much of our 3-hour show tomorrow we can spend previewing the Mets-Phillies game.
Maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah. That'll be the only game in baseball tomorrow. Padres return to action Friday in Kansas City. Crisello here, Skraby there, Bill House Studios. We know how. Thank you to Mel Proctor, the great former voice, Padre Baseball, and many others, as I mentioned, Orioles, and he was the original voice, I believe, of the Nationals when they came back. Yeah, Mel Proctor's, pretty big time.
Yeah,
and we were lucky to have him
definitely.
here. San Diego for many years. And he's got a new book. If you missed it, go to Amazon, search Destitute Darlings. The Hawaii PCL team of the mid-'70s.
See,
It'll bring back a lot of great names and memories. I know that.
You've talked about that you've always wanted to write a book. So he wrote a book. I could see you enjoying writing something like that. Just something baseball history that means something to you personally. No?
I can't rule it out entirely.
Okay. I think you're going to do it.
I think, though, I'll be honest with you, because people have said, I could do hockey. I mean, I was with the Gulls for 10 years.
Okay.
I could write about, I don't know, San Diego State women's basketball and a lot of my experiences. I could write about my experiences doing sports talk radio.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's what I would be concerned about, because if I've ever played around with this in my mind, I think in order to write a great book about stuff like that, you got to tell every kind of thing that happened.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to throw all that in there, because you can't change the names to protect the innocent, as it were.
I mean, what are you guys doing? Like
I'm
robbing
not
a
saying,
bank?
look, I'm not saying terrible things happen, but I mean, just for the hockey team, most of the funny stories would have to do with guys that drank way too much, leading to crazy fun stuff.
I guess you would have to get their
Do you see what I'm
clearance to talk
saying?
about it. I do.
Yeah, I don't want to throw that in there. You remember so-and-so. Well, I remember the time, I could tell the story, but I don't think that's fair. I think that's just like taking, cheap shots at people. And I also think that a lot of the stories that I know and have been, I would say, privy to, I think you always have to understand that you were there as part of the team. You were not there taking notes for a book later on.
That's very true.
Right? So, like, if I did something about sports talk radio, like, I wouldn't mind writing bad things about you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or Adam, probably. But, there's a lot.
Probably.
But, there's this, I just don't think it, like, to peel back the curtain and give the readers something that would be worthwhile for them, I think you'd have to tell stuff out of school. So somebody would have to explain to me how to best do that kind of story without
you have to go
telling stories out of school.
You have to try to contact the person and ask them if it's okay to tell the story.
Yeah, well.
Someone the chat wants you to write a book now. Gonzo. Jeff says you should write a novel.
A novel that's what I would prefer to do. I just don't see how I could ever pull it off. I'm impressed by anyone who can write a novel.
Gonzo said you need to write a sexy murder mystery.
Okay. Yeah.
You're not going to do that?
I think I would love to if I felt like I could.
You can. You can.
All right. 4:05 is the time. We got Chris versus the fans. 833-288-0973. Chance to get in on the grand prize, 2-night stay at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas. Get $150 food and beverage credit. The Oasis pool deck at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas has officially opened for the season, offering a 6-acre. That seems large to me.
6 acres does seem like a massive area.
Like, if I had to do laps in a 6-acre elevated pool,
I mean,
I think I could do like one lap.
Yeah, I was going to say one lap is like 6 is long.
Yeah. You get 6 distinct pools and Live Beach. Enter to win a 2-night stay at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, and a $150 food and beverage credit. To book your stay, visit FontainebleauLasVegas.com. Do that. Give me 2 things that you had for me on Pavetta and Musgrove, because people want to know.
Dennis Lynn wrote this in The Athletic, so if you want more information, go to The Athletic and go to Dennis Lynn's article. It is titled, "Will the Padres be sellers for the first time since 2019?" which we have talked about. But here is what is kind of important. We all know that Nick Pivetta has some sort of provision in his contract due to injuries. I didn't know the specific thing that was in a clause that was in his contract. And here's what Dennis Lynn wrote. If Pivetta spends 130 consecutive days on the injured list during his current stint, the Padres can void the deal's remaining 2 years and $32 million. To prevent that scenario, Pivetta must return by August 22nd. So there is a massive motivation right in front of him to get back.
Is there?
I mean, you're voiding 2 years and 32 million. He's not going to get that elsewhere.
Would the Padres be smart to void it, though? They
Yes.
don't have to.
Yes.
Why?
Because
You've got him 2 years at $32 million. If you void it and now you don't have him, who are you going to get that's that good 2 years for $32 million?
you can find someone that's
Okay.
less injury prone.
Wow.
It sounds
everybody's injury prone, Skraby. I hate to tell you.
like
It's not like Nick Pivetta was injury prone until he wasn't.
No,
You
he
know,
was injury prone. I mean, there were he
Wow.
denied, or there were teams that were concerned about his arm in the offseason. That's why he was able to come to the Padres for the low price that he did.
Okay.
Anyway, he needs to return by August 22nd if he wants his contract to
I think that's
stay.
interesting, and we'll
Yes.
keep an eye on that date. But I'm saying right now, I don't know that I would immediately cut him if I'm the Padres.
That's not what they're going to do either.
They're going to void
He's
the
going to be
contract.
under contract through the rest of the year, but the extra years are voided.
Yeah, I don't know that I would void them.
I'm not.
I'm just pointing it
I get
out.
it. No, I get it. I get it. You want to also act in good faith because he did give you a pretty good season last year. And
Well, never mind that. I just don't think that 2 years, $32 million, you're going to find a better pitcher than that.
I can't disagree with that or prove you wrong. The other one, Joe Musgrove, there's no date for him, but here is something that I didn't realize. He said that his injury is more of a stress of bone-on-bone contact rather than a ligament. So they're trying to inject some calcifying stuff into his arm to help the bone. That does not sound good to me. That does not sound good.
Yeah, no timetable for Joe Musgrove.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Myles Garrett made it safely to the ESPY Awards tonight. Hopefully he hired a driver.
I would think so. Come on, Myles Garrett.
Yeah, the ESPYs are tonight. By the way, they've moved those to network TV now, Skraby. Not even on ESPN.
You mean ABC?
ABC.
But is
You wanna watch the
it
ESPYs.
again tape delayed? Can you check the menu?
No,
and
it's
see?
on live. 5
It's
o'clock
on live.
tonight.
Okay, finally.
Let me make sure.
No, it's not. Oh, I guess you have to go to ABC. Yeah, that's my
Hold
fault.
on.
My fault.
Yeah,
It
right
is
there.
It is.
I'll leave it on at ABC, so at 5 o'clock sharp, we can watch the ESPYs live.
Yeah, at least it's live.
It's got to be better than the stupid All-Star game last night. Let's go to Chris versus the fans.
Right now?
Yeah. Is it too late? Oh, it is. All right. Guys, stay tuned. Well, we got to do the football, too. We'll do that in the 5 o'clock hour.
Hold on. What should I do here? Let's try to get this segment in because we got the football and we got the Big Five. So here we go.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, Chris already gave you the prize. The rules, you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get the question wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that question for free today. All right, let's turn this down and get our first contestant on the phone. We will go to Ken. Hello, Ken.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon. Are
Good
you
to have
ready
you
to
on,
play?
Ken. Good luck. He's ready. He's
Okay,
ready.
he's ready.
Yeah,
he's ready. Okay, I didn't hear anything. So
Yeah, I didn't either.
Here we go. Question number 1. Which star wide receiver was dealt from the Eagles to the Patriots this offseason?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown
Yep.
is correct.
We had that in our AFC fantasy update.
Yes,
earlier.
we did. Yes, we did.
Okay.
Here we go. Question number 2. As of this very All-Star break, which team leads all of Major League Baseball in total runs scored with 516? Which team has scored the most runs in baseball this season?
I'm going to say the Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Stay there.
Nationals. Ken.
You are correct. The
Sorry,
Nationals
Ken.
have 516. The Dodgers have 506.
Close.
It
Yeah.
is very close.
I think the difference between the two teams is that the Nationals have also given up the most runs.
They've given up
Or close to
509. They were +7.
Right.
That is insane.
Yeah, they get
That's
high-scoring
insane.
games.
I'm sorry, Ken.
Sorry, Ken.
Thank you for playing. Let's go to our next contestant, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Good afternoon.
Hey,
Good
Mike.
afternoon.
Good to have you.
Ready to play?
Let's do it.
Here we go. It's funny, like I wrote these questions the other day and we talked about all of these things today. Which former Michigan head coach just finished his second year coaching the Los Angeles Chargers? Harbaugh is
Chargers.
correct.
Go, Chargers.
Go, Chargers, go. It's one of my favorite things.
It's one of my favorite moments as well.
All right, here we go. Question number 2.
By the way, funniest Schwarzenegger impressionist, Bill Hader. If you're ever looking for a
Interesting.
funny one.
I have not heard.
Look up Bill Hader doing Schwarzenegger. It's funny. It's funny.
Okay. Mike, the question is this. The Chargers are renters in SoFi Stadium with the Rams. Well, the Rams own the stadium. Who actually financed the stadium?
The name of the person? Or?
Yes, the person.
Pretty popular name. Big name owner.
I can't think of anything. I'm drawing a blank.
Didn't
Okay.
get it. I'm
All
going
right.
with Stan the Man Kroenke.
I don't know that he's the man, but that is correct.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, Mike.
Mike, Stan Kroenke.
Stan? All right.
Stan the Man.
We keep going.
I'd like to hear the phone calls between Stan the Man and
Dean.
Dean, the mean Dean.
Dean, you
Where
owe
Stan
us your
goes, yeah,
rent.
you want to pay the rent here? Yeah. When's the rent coming in?
And Dean's like, I swear, at the end of the week,
I
it's
swear
gonna
I'll
be.
get it in. Yeah.
I think they only. I don't think they pay much in rent, but I swear, at the end of the week, it's going to be in your mailbox. All right. Let's go to line 2. Dominic. Hello, Dominic.
Hi, Dominic.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty
Hey,
good.
very good.
How are you?
Good.
All right. Here we go. Ready to play?
I'm ready.
Question number 1. Which pass rusher and former defensive player of the year was just traded from the Browns to the Rams? Pass.
He was just on the ESPYs.
Yeah, we just talked about him.
We just talked about him. Were you listening 2 minutes ago? No.
Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Too bad. Yeah, Myles Garrett. All right, move on.
Whoa. You just don't like Myles Garrett that much? That you
No,
can't
I'm just
even-
moving on because let's get to a real contestant.
Oh my gosh! Don't call out the contestants. All
I
right.
wasn't listening 2 minutes ago. I was angry.
All right. Let me get. Sorry, I need a cough
Oh,
or
okay.
clear my throat.
I've
is
done
what
a
I
few
meant.
of those today.
Wyatt. Hello, sir.
How's it going?
Hey,
Pretty good. Pretty good.
What'd you say?
Wyatt. Yes,
Okay,
Wyatt.
yeah, Wyatt. All right.
All right, Wyatt. Here we go. Question numero uno. Which team won the All-Star game last night?
Sadly, that is the American League.
Very
The
good.
American
You got a
League is
50-50
correct.
shot, but the bad news is don't miss it because
Yeah.
I'd have 100% shot.
Very true.
Yeah.
This one's going to be a little bit difficult for a number 2, but it was here. Which AL player took home the All-Star trophy when Petco Park hosted in 2016?
All-Star MVP.
MVP, yes, sorry.
Okay. MVP
Was that
in
Eric Hosmer?
2016.
It was Eric Hosmer.
Good
Wow.
job, Wyatt. Well done, sir.
And then 2 years, who would have thought? 2 years later, he's playing for the Padres.
And the whole, it didn't go.
The whole kit and caboodle. Caboodle. What is
Caboodle.
that? Caboodle. I don't know why I said caputo. All right, here we go. Question number 3.
I think Wyatt's going to win, man, with that.
He's doing pretty well.
With that pull.
What Premier League team does Erling Haaland play for?
He's the big guy. He's the big guy from Norway, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he plays in the Premier League.
I don't know. Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Tried Liverpool.
Liverpool. That was a very bad English accent. Stay there.
He's a Liverpudlian.
He's a Liverpudlian.
That's actually what they're called.
Really?
Yeah. I don't watch the Premier League. You know that. So I wouldn't know. How about Man City? Just guessing.
You're annoying.
Oh, come on.
You're really annoying.
Does he really play for them?
He plays for Manchester City, yes.
I had not even a clue.
That's really annoying to me.
Wow. Sorry, Wyatt.
All right.
I thought Wyatt was going to win for sure.
I thought Wyatt was going to win as well.
You know what's funny? When I said that, I was like, you know what? This might be right. I thought I kind of saw him one morning or something, you know?
He is a Manchester
talking
City
about
guy.
him, yeah.
I mean, he is living his best life right now.
Yes.
Sorry
about that, Wyatt. I feel like I took that away from you there.
We're going to have to go to a tiebreaker. I'm thinking of a player, but I can't actually decide on one.
Can't identify the player.
I'll go Mbappe. How about that?
You're going to give me a soccer guy?
Yeah, you know enough about Mbappe. Let me just make sure he has enough stats before we go with him. Yeah, I think he's got enough stats. All right, here we go. Let's go to our guy. I think this is our guy, Tyler. Is this Tyler?
Good afternoon, guys.
Hey, Tyler.
Yes, Tyler, you are there. All right, stay there because you know how to play the tiebreaker. I'm going to ask Chris for a number. He's going to give me one. Tyler's going to guess if the actual number is higher or lower than what Chris said. Chris, how many goals has Kylian Mbappe scored in his league career? He's played 11 seasons.
And what league are you talking? Premier League or what? I don't even know what he's in.
Just La Liga, just not the World Cup scoring.
His French league.
Yeah, basically his club leagues.
Okay. 11 years.
11, it says 11.
The reason I can't give a good guess is I don't even know how many games these guys play. Like, do they play 10 or do they play like 60? Like, that would matter.
30-something.
All right.
He's played an average of like 30 games.
Okay. So if he plays 30 games, he gets 15 goals, one every 2 games. Times, what'd you say, 11 years?
11 years.
Mbappe scored exactly 165 goals.
Wow.
Nah, he's got to score more than that, but I'll go 165.
165. Tyler's the actual answer, higher or lower?
Higher than 165, I think.
Higher than 165 is correct.
Yeah.
Stay there. He scored.
What is it, like 400 or something?
No, but it's 247.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't miss it by
No. I mean, that's a shot in the dark for you.
Yeah, it is a shot. All right, good for you, Tyler. We got to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to squeeze it in our NFC Fantasy Summer Update. Don't go anywhere.
From the night.
Who is it?
Our guy Tyler.
Yeah, it's not that I'm not a Tyler fan. It's that I have no memory at all. Just ask my wife. She calls it selective memory.
Oh, I can agree with her on that one.
Well, of course. I mean, as she likes to say, and don't blame her. You know who won the 1968 AL batting title, but you don't know what medicine needs to be refilled for the dog.
That's a great point, Lori.
I know. I can't argue it.
It is true.
It's absolutely true. By the way, Carl Yastrzemski, 301. Lowest average ever to win a batting title in 1968.
See, one day that is going to come in handy. You're going to be like, see, I needed to know all this.
Yes. If like Lori and I ever get captured and we're being threatened with death, and the question to save us is who's the 68 AL batting champ, we're going to be fine.
That would be great.
That would be funny. All right, let's get some music going. Time to resume our fantasy football offseason summer update. On to the NFC we go. We'll start with the West. Cardinals didn't make a change at quarterback. Brissett, Minshew, but Carson Beck. Think he sees the field this year?
Who's their starter then?
Brissett, I said.
Yeah. I think he does.
Carson Beck's going to make it onto the field this year.
At some point, I think he does.
I think the key guy for them is James Conner. You know, he was out. They got to work him back. They also added Tyler Algier from the Falcons, so there's a little something there. I will say that Michael Wilson, was one of the big saviors.
He was.
For me, because by the end of the season, the Cardinals were losing every game, and they would throw to him 100 times.
Yes, they would.
Like you wouldn't expect him to be a big name guy, but it worked out pretty well. The Rams, I mean, they're just loaded.
They're loaded.
Come on.
They're going to win and guess what, Chris? In the Big Five, we're going to talk about Aaron Donald coming back.
He's coming back to play alongside Myles Garrett. You get the two best defensive linemen in the history of the sport.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like when you retire, you should actually have to retire. You can't do this thing where, the team that has my rights is all of a sudden good. I'm going to come out of retirement.
If Deacon Jones were alive, he would suit up as well. You know what I mean? Like he'd be like, let me get in there.
I'm annoyed because Aaron Donald's been sitting around doing nothing for the last couple of years, saving his body, and now he's
just going to be healthier than
He's just going to be a Hulk.
And they say when he comes back, he's just going to play once in a while.
That is not true. He's going to play all the time.
No, they're not. They're going to use him sparingly. So
he said he wants to play every game.
Oh, well, we'll see how that goes. You got anything on the 49ers?
Christian McCaffrey is not going to get the ball as much as he usually does.
Why not? Who's going to get it?
They're going to try to spread it around a little bit. They really like the guy, the running back that they chose. I can't remember his name. He's
Jordan
from Indiana.
James?
Possibly. He's from Indiana.
Well, he's from Oregon. Kaleon Black is from Indiana.
Yes, that's the guy.
Okay.
They like him. People think they overtook him or took him
Took
too
him
high.
too high? Well, that's never too high if the guy does stuff.
Mike Evans,
right? Big
George
addition.
Kittle, maybe.
Christian Kirk also added.
Christian Kirk, I'm not sure if he's a fantasy
No, but he's
starter.
added.
Anyway,
He's added.
Yeah, 49ers got some guys, but not as much as you would think.
What was the score of that 49ers Seahawk playoff? Yeah, you guys
I don't even remember.
Put up much of a fight.
I should look it up, but it was
not
gross.
good. Speaking of the Seahawks, remember they are the champs, but they do have to replace a pretty good running back.
41-6.
Was it really?
It was,
wow.
I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, I didn't mean to make you relive that. Running back will be the thing. Maybe Zach Charbonnet. Charbonnet is a great pickup. Right? He's the only guy kind of now.
Yeah.
Because Walker moved on to Kansas City. All right, let's go to the NFC South. Start with the Panthers. Bryce Young worth picking yet? I still am not sold.
Yeah, he's more of a check down guy.
McMillan had a nice rookie year.
Yep.
But he's also, on Carolina. They won the division, but they were 8-9. They also gave the Rams a decent game once they won the division, but I'm just not sold on Carolina.
I'm not either.
Haven't made a lot of changes. Falcons, look, they're going to take off this year. I mean, when you bring in a guy like Tua Tagovailoa to compete at quarterback, Hello, Drake London in the first round. Hello. I hope Drake London likes that pattern where they go hike and he takes one step and turns around. And they throw him the ball on the sideline and he gains 2 yards.
Yeah, Drake London, I don't know why he's always so highly sought after, but I don't feel like he's that.
He doesn't do a lot. He had a couple of good
player.
Games last year. Obviously, Bijan Robinson is incredible.
Great. Kyle Pitts, don't forget him.
Yeah, he broke out last year. Who's behind Bijan Robinson? Just for the hell of it?
No.
49er and Redskin guy or Commander?
Brian Robinson?
Brian Robinson. So
I like
got Bijan and Brian Robinson. That'll confuse everybody.
That's funny.
New Orleans Saints in the South. I'll tell you one thing. Tyler Shock. Remember Shuck. He was started quarterback in the championship game for my squad because everybody else was hurt or something, and he did fine.
He did.
Chris Olave's awfully good. You got Travis Etienne also for the Saints now.
I think Alvin Kamara just resigned, but he's kind of
second string,
guy.
really.
Yeah.
Saints, we'll see. Along Olave, they don't really have a lot else.
No.
And the other team in that division is the Tampa Bay Bucks. I would think the guy that would benefit the most in the offseason there is Ibuka.
Yeah.
Who was a really good rookie for about 7 weeks last year. Then he just hit the wall.
He did.
But now he's got a full, season, and he's got no Mike Evans.
Yep.
So everything else is pretty much the same in Tampa Bay. What do they call him? Bucky the Buccaneer. Bucky Irving. The running back. On to the NFC East. America's team. George Pickens was better than CeeDee Lamb last year.
He certainly was.
But if they were both available, who would you pick?
CD.
Of course you would.
I don't know that George Pickens is going to have a second year like that. But he is going to play under the $27.3 million franchise tag, so he can't be too mad.
Javonte Williams scored a lot of TDs, if I recall.
He did.
And most of the Cowboys are always good to have because they just don't play a bunch of defense, so there's always a lot of points in their games.
A good Cowboy player is a receiver because, like Chris just said, they're constantly throwing to catch up at the end of the game.
New York Giants, football Giants.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah. Cam Scattaboo.
I will not draft that guy.
What did he do to get in bad stead last year? Remember, it was something controversial.
Oh yeah, he. Let me make
get
sure
it right.
Before, yeah.
While you're getting it right, Malik Neighbors missed most of the season.
He did.
So he's a guy that you'll want to get tuned back into. I'll tell you another guy that could do some things if Jackson Dart can find him. Isaiah Likely, always a good tight end for the Ravens. Now goes to the Giants.
Cam Scattaboo. I thought this was it, but he said he doesn't believe in. He downplayed CTE, and he also said he doesn't think that asthma is real.
Does he think the world is round, or
he's probably a flat earther?
He might be. Philadelphia Eagles, whole new receiving group now. I mean, you still got Devonta. I don't know that Devonta's worth taking in fantasy anymore. I think he's run his thing, and he is what he is.
AJ Brown's gone though now.
Yeah, so is it Mekhi Lemon, Dontavian Wicks, Elijah Moore? See what the Eagles do there. Hurts is back.
Saquon.
And Saquads. Hurts is always good. Why? Get 6 points for that little tush push on the goal line. It's great when you have him, and you hate it when you're playing against him.
I absolutely despise it.
Yeah. Detroit Lions, Jared Goff. Jahmyr Gibbs is alone now, although Isaiah Pacheco is there to back him up. Amon-Ra St. Brown, sorry. Just always kind of under the radar, even though we all know how good he is.
Yeah, it's true.
Jameson Williams, he could get you 0, and then the next game get you 30.
Yep.
Those guys are really frustrating to have.
He's more likely to get you 7
points. He's more likely to get 0.
Yeah.
Sam Laporta, I think, missed most of last season, if I'm not mistaken. So he might be a guy on the comeback. We'll hurry through the last couple here. Vikings, Kyler Murray, J.J. McCarthy. But I think Kyler Murray on kind of that turf, too, instead of the grass Arizona. He's always been hard to catch.
He has been. And
he really is. So
he's got a legit receiver.
He's got Jefferson now. Can he get it to him, though? Kyler Murray's inconsistent there.
KOC is going to figure out a way.
I know. I like the Vikings bouncing. And you know what? Everything went wrong for the Vikings last year, and KOC still got them to 9-8 at the end.
That's incredible.
Great job by him. Your former 49er is there as well. Jawan Jennings.
I forgot about that.
Goes to the Vikings.
Is he going to rip apart their locker room?
Probably.
Probably.
Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams is the new, go-to guy. DeAndre Swift was there last year. Odunze has to be the number one guy now with DJ Moore out. I don't know that Odunze is going to be good enough.
I don't think so
I'm not
either.
convinced. And then the farm system or the farm team or the big league team for the farm team, the Dolphins, is the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, this is true.
They just send them all the guys they don't want.
Yeah, the cast-offs.
Right. The guy I'm always intrigued by here is Jaden Reed, who when he's on the field and plays does a lot, but they don't put him in. So I never quite understand that.
I don't either.
They also had a really good tight end last year who got hurt, Tucker Kraft. Yeah. Don't forget about him.
Yeah, that hurt me big time.
Jordan Love, the whole gang. All right, there's that.
Nice job, Chris.
I'm so excited now for fantasy football. Right after that, let's draft tonight, Skraby.
You're going to mock draft like crazy.
I might do one here during the break.
I figured.
Ahead of today's Big Five.
Ben and
Tony, you care to,
Tony, I don't know where Tony. I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system, and
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off. You'd be better off admitting that you wear your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
How did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged, and so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days later.
What did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well, why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my!
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No,
but I walked in. I got called into the office, and I sat down. And all my boss, I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew.
Said, "Did you visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
oh my God! I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not doing any job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
This was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, they was like,
"Yeah,
that's our guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take him down."
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw and how much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America end up getting in trouble? Or was that it was one of those banks got in trouble?
All of them get in trouble for selling information. But
hiring folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going on.
Curious.
I didn't check their account activity, which I could have. Been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. You know, I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh, yeah, you're not that bad.
I'm not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under these circumstances?
We can't anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it. Well, I mean,
no, Skraby, we didn't.
Really? Okay. Like you work at a bank, you're looking at people's account information.
That's
unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got
for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious, Skraby.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
How long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in hundreds.
In hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out, and then he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it out.
He's trying to
what
did I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing?" I asked for 20s. And I'm like, what? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro. Yeah. I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
the original 5,000 in hundreds.
Yeah, well, he kept going like that, and then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he walked out. And then at the end of the day, $3,000.
He got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got $3,000.
The thing about criminals like that, they can sniff out a mark really easy.
I'm not a mark.
You are 1,000%.
I was actually the bank's
dog. They got you for 3 extra.
And that's the only time in my 8 years that I ever had anything happen like that.
I'm sure there are people who've been there 8 years that never had 0 taken.
Skraby, I got a 20 here. Can I get 5 5s, please?
I hate you guys.
Let's get to
that was one of the worst moments of my life, but you know what? It taught me a lot. Never trust anyone ever again.
You know what? You definitely have learned because you don't trust very many people.
I don't trust anyone
anymore.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system. And
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off. You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
How did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged. And so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days later.
What did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well, why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
All right. Big Five's important, but it's not as important as fantasy football summer update there. So cut into a little Big Five time.
It's okay.
Chris and Skraby. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan, Tony's Idol. Let's go, Big Five. And you're calling it a mini five
We're
today.
going to call it a mini five today.
All right.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. Mini five today.
What does that mean?
It means we're
mini
going to do
answers?
We're going to do like 3.5 topics. One of them's not really a topic, but it is a slow news day. I got to let you know about that. It's been a little bit difficult to find any sort of news, but
I don't blame you. Yeah, and we got one more day of it.
Yes, we do.
Number 5.
Tomorrow we do have a roundtable, and we will have the roundtable replay at 5 p.m. I will have a Skraby show at 6 p.m. Now, Chris, WNBA commissioner Kathy Engelbert.
You know what I'm looking forward to before you finish this question?
What's up?
I'm looking forward to the day when you say WNBA commissioner and her name does not follow that.
Kathy Engelbert?
Just anybody else's name.
Yeah.
I just think that they need somebody better, but go ahead.
You know what? It might be going towards that way a little bit because apparently it's being reported that she was not planning to suspend Alyssa Thomas for burying a fist into Caitlin Clark's throat 3 weeks ago. But apparently, I'm saying apparently a lot, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver implored her to reverse course and issue discipline.
Yeah, protect your sport.
She said, so subsequent after this, she was suspended for 1 game, Thomas was, and ordered a flagrant 2 penalty, carried a $1,000 fine. She says this is absolutely false, but there are many people believe that this did happen. Adam Silver told her to do this. So my question for you, and they're saying in the article a little bit further down, is that the CBA deal that they agreed to earlier this year was historic in many ways, and so it may have bought her a reprieve. But do you think she makes it through, or do you think she's the commissioner next season?
I don't know, but I don't think she should be. The problem that we don't know because we're fans, et cetera, commissioners are employed by owners.
Yes, they are.
So whatever she's doing, it's up to the owners to decide whether they like it. I'm here to tell the owners that your league is taking a beating because of the inability of your commissioner to at least give us what am I looking for? Giving us the idea or making us feel like you're protecting your players. It's not just Caitlin Clark. It seems like it because we see it. But Alyssa Thomas, whether she did it on purpose or not, you jam your forearm into somebody's throat when they're down on the floor. And if your referees can't penalize it, then you have to step in and penalize it. Even if Alyssa Thomas give you whatever excuse she has, the look was bad. And so many of these fouls and so many of the hip checks and so many of the grabbing and throwing players on the floor that goes unchecked by the league is just creating a product that is unfortunately not focusing on what it should be, which is the play on the court.
Yeah.
These kids can play, believe me, and they're fun to watch when they do play. And I'll be honest, they probably, most of the time that's what's happening, 95. But we're only seeing the other stuff.
Yeah.
ESPN leads with Angel Reese throwing somebody down on the ground. They don't lead with Paige Becker scoring 30 points.
It's definitely a weird choice for ESPN to make.
So your commissioner needs to, do a better job, I think, representing your league. And if they can't figure out a way to change the referees and get guys and gals in there who can actually do this, and it's going to get worse and worse. So, yeah, I think the commissioner's failing that league. I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that. I think a lot of people think that.
I think everything you said is perfect, so I'm going to move on. I did just see, side note, that we have a hurricane heading towards us for the weekend, Chris.
Hurricane where? In San Diego?
Yeah, remember when we had that hurricane back then?
Oh,
see,
yes.
Look, isolated T-storms, baby.
Yeah, and you know what? Somebody's wife made them batten down the hatches for no reason, thanks to people like you.
This is why I brought it up.
Who panic every time
think
there's a rainstorm.
I would love to go report from a hurricane. If there's someone here that wants to send me to the middle of a hurricane to do a news report, I will do that. So, anyway.
Number 4.
All right, we talked about Aaron Donald a little bit. Peter Schrager was on Pat McAfee's show, and here is what he knows about Aaron Donald coming back to the NFL.
Is there even a question about it?
Not really. I think Aaron Donald said it's a done deal, but here it is.
I think it starts with the player, and Pat, you would know him better than I do, but Aaron Donald is not going to come back as some 30-cent on the dollar version of Aaron Donald. He wants to be ready. That's why that workout was going on. He wants to be fully where he was when he retired 2 years ago and wants to be the best version of himself. When I tell you, they haven't even discussed money yet. So that's the secondary part of this. The first part is, does Aaron Donald want to come back? Is he prepared to come back? Is he ready to come back? The Rams would welcome him with open arms, obviously, if the numbers worked out. But this is not going to be one of those deals where it's like week 2, week 3, week 4. No. He wants to go the full season if he comes back, and he wants to be at his best version of himself. So that's why these workouts are happening.
All right. So my question for I guess I'll just let you go first, Chris. Do you think the Rams paid top dollar for him?
I don't know that they even have to.
Well, that's what he's saying. He doesn't want to come back for 30 cents on the dollar.
And I wouldn't. Well, okay. No, he said 30 cents on the dollar version of himself.
Yeah, you're right. He did. He did say that.
Yeah, I think he doesn't need the money, right? And he's not going to take up money that can go to making the rest of the team around him really, really good. So, I think he'll be happy with a salary that is commensurate with his ability, but I don't think he'll hold the Rams hostage to come back.
Let me ask you a selfish question. Do you think that players that retire should have to stay retired?
I don't know that they have to stay retired, but I don't know that, because I talked about this with a Ram fan the other day.
Okay.
I don't know that if you retire and then 2 years go by and you want to come back, you should just have, I don't know how to change this, but you should just have the pick of the litter to go wherever you want.
Well, you can't.
Well, what do you mean you can't?
He's the Rams' quote unquote property.
When?
Because he retired, and so they still hold the rights to Aaron Donald. Now, if he wanted to come back and they didn't want him, they could release him from his contract, and then he could go there.
Release him from what contract?
No, the Rams still have the right.
Are you telling me that Larry Zonka has to go back and be a Dolphin because he retired a Dolphin?
No,
I don't know what you're saying.
But when he left, when he retired, the Rams were the ones who had him under control.
I get it.
So you can't just come back. You can't just come back and go to whatever team you want.
So you can only come back to the team that you were with?
Yeah, so the team can say, hey, all right, great, you want to come back for retirement. We don't want you.
That sounds weird.
No, I remember there was a 49er that was going through this.
I can't believe that Aaron Donald, if his family moved to Tampa and he wanted to play in heat and humidity, couldn't say, I'm coming out of retirement and I'd like to play for the Buccaneers.
I don't think he would ever do that.
I don't either, but
I gotta look into to make sure I have this all right. I can't do that right now, but I'm pretty sure the Rams hold the cards.
What I just think sounds unfair is that Aaron Donald can retire, and then basically the way I look at it, can just become a free agent who then gets to pick wherever the hell he wants to go.
I think that's the thing they're trying to get away from.
Right.
They're trying to get away from guys retiring just to go to another team.
Okay. Yeah, right. You could retire like Barry Sanders could have retired at the peak of his powers, which he did.
Yep.
And then come back and looked around the league and said, well, the Lions stink. So I'm going to go to, let's say, the 49ers are good this year. And then call the 49ers and join their team. And all of a sudden, the 49ers get what amounts to a Hall of Fame edition for nothing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to
that doesn't sound fair, but it also doesn't sound fair that you have to go back to the team you retired from. We'll have to get to the bottom.
Yeah, we'll have to get to I'm trying to read this too fast. But
That's fine.
I can't
move
do
on.
It.
We'll get to it.
We will.
Number 1.
Because we're about to go to break. Nearly 1 month after saying the Yankees would owe him apology before he would feel comfortable potentially pitching for them again, Aroldis Chapman has already moved on from that stance. He said to John Heyman that he has turned the page and no longer expects any sort of apology from the Yankees. My question is, why back down? If you want your apology, get your apology. You were very serious about this apology a month ago.
He only wanted it if he was going to go back to the Yankees, but he's now happy to be with the Red Sox because they're in the hunt again.
They are in the hunt, but the Yankees are really looking for a closer. So,
well, he's not going to go there, and so he doesn't need a...
Also,
the Red Sox aren't going to trade him now. That's the difference.
That is the difference. But he did say, hey, if they want to acquire me, no longer require an apology.
Yeah, well, he knows because they're not going to acquire him.
Probably.
He's staying with the Red Sox.
That's it for the Mini 5. Chris still has his baseball talk that he wants to give us on the other side. That's next.
Every group chat has...
He yells that at the end of the song, or near the end of the song. Yeah. It's about, nightmares in your dreams.
Of course. That's your Sandman.
Yeah. Well, at some point late in the song, just kind of when you least expect it, he goes, boo!
Wow.
It's supposed to jolt you.
Here's a fun fact about me. I normally never make it to the end of a song.
Any song.
I usually click
Some
over.
songs tell a nice story.
They do.
Do you not want to stay around and hear the end of it?
Well, when you ask it like that.
Yeah, come on. All right. Final hour. Gwynn and Chris for a Wednesday. Dropping stuff over here. Tony's idle. Padres are idle. And both things will be true again tomorrow.
Yes.
But Tony and the Padres tomorrow will be on their way to Kansas City. They'll play the Royals Friday night. First of a 10-game road trip. That Skraby is not overstating it when he says this 10-game road trip will determine where this season goes.
Yep.
And our luck, they'll go 5-5, and we won't know anything when they come back. But I think even 5-5 might be, like they're going to need more.
Yeah.
They've got to keep up with the wild card.
Yep.
Here in the next 2-3 weeks.
Has to be an over 500 second half for sure. And above, well over.
Oh, you're
500.
not making the playoffs if they play 500 from here.
No.
All right, give me. You got a little Padre roster news to share as we kick off the final hour.
Kevin Acey tweeted this out. Johnny Brito is going to be back with the Padres bullpen on Friday. Wandy Peralta has been placed on the bereavement list.
All right.
Otherwise, we got the pitching matchups for the Padres. It's going to be Michael King, so you're right about that, and it will probably
Canning on Saturday and Marquez on Sunday. What do you think? Am I right?
That's exactly what it is.
Thank you.
When I look at this, though, it's very underwhelming when I say Padres are coming out of the All-Star break with Michael King. Okay. Griffin Canning and Germán Marquez. Doesn't give me confidence.
Well, they're saving Walker Buehler and J.P. Sears to start the 4-game series in Atlanta.
All right, you got to save your guys. Got to save your guys for the right matchup.
This team's not making the playoffs. This team,
you're right, is not making the playoffs.
No. But, AJ, saved us before, or stranger things can happen.
You know what he said recently that is different from what he said in the past is that he's open-minded this trade deadline. He's going to let the team and the deals out there dictate how they go. They're not going to force anything, which I don't know necessarily that he forces stuff, but he is prepared to sell if he needs to sell is what he is saying.
Yeah. But what do they have to sell?
Mason Miller.
No, that's not happening. Stop it.
I'm with you, but that's what they have to sell.
That's all they have.
No, they have Ethan Sauce, but he's not going anywhere either, I don't think.
Nor is Schoolcraft.
Schoolcraft, yeah.
Nor is Mayfield. This isn't the team to trade those guys away.
I get it.
All right, here's if you love baseball.
Morihone too. Morihone.
Okay.
He's a rental.
All right, let's move on.
For another team.
Padres are not I don't think there's anybody they can I don't like their situation. Let's just put it that way.
That's a fair way to put it.
All right, cover your ears if you really believe that baseball is gonna get through what's going to be happening this offseason, because you're not going to like what I say. And I will be more than happy to be wrong about this. I will be the first person to take all of your tweets and texts when I am. But I don't think I'm going to be. And that's the issue.
That's why you're going so far out on the ledge.
It's not even a ledge. I mean, all you have to do is see what's happened through the years and see what's happening now and see what's, on the horizon. And as I explained this earlier this morning on our walk to my wife, who was curious, are they really going to have a strike or whatever? And the more I just kept coming up with reasons why they wouldn't, I had 2 more reasons why they would. And so I just don't know that it's going to happen. And I don't know quite where to start this, but let's just start with the fact that the owners want and demand a salary cap, and the players want and demand no salary cap. That's really where it starts and kind of where it ends. And if you hear any other proposals, you hear any other discussions, you hear any other potential movement or a quote from this owner or a quote from that player rep, if it doesn't have to do with the owners giving up the salary cap or the players agreeing to it, then it's a waste of your time. Because those things have to happen. Either the owners have to give up their pursuit of a salary cap or the players have to agree to have one. And that's where it sits right now. And those two things are totally opposite. And that's why it's really difficult to see this happening. And when you ask yourself, okay, so they know this, so why don't they just kind of work together to figure something out and, come to a happy medium agreement? Well, I think if they could do that, they would have done that maybe in 1994. Maybe they would have done it in 1981. Maybe they would have done it in 1972. Maybe they would have done it in all the other times that there's been strikes. There is no happy medium for these people. And here's why, whether you agree with them or not, there's no happy medium. The owners look at every other sport and say, well, in football, it works great. In basketball, it works great. In hockey, it works. And everything else. Okay. So we need that too. And what the owners keep saying is, hey, in the court of public opinion, we want a salary cap, not for us. We want it for you, the fans. We're trying to help all you guys out. We want to create we want to create a level playing field like they have in the NFL.
Didn't care 2 years ago.
No kidding. We only want a salary cap because we're looking out for you guys. So don't buy all of that. You can buy some of it if you like, but understand the fact that the owners have an insane amount of money. The Padres were just sold for $3.9 billion. What does that make the Yankees worth? What does that make the Dodgers worth? What does it make some of these other? Okay, so the money is there for the owners. They're the ones that can't control their spending. Some of the teams, some of them can. Some of them go the opposite way, like the Rockies, and don't spend anything at all. But this is all on the owners, and they are asking the players to solve their inability to control their spending. I said that, and it's not as clean as I wanted to say it, but the owners can spend whatever they want. Nobody's holding a gun to their head to spend $300 million per roster. Nobody's making them do anything. They're doing it because they can. And the players know this. And so the players are not going to agree to limit their potential earning power. And you say, well, then where do we go? And I say to you, where we go is to a lockout next April and no baseball. That's where we go to. Like, what's the solution here? There isn't one, and that's the problem. I might believe there could be one if somebody dynamic like a Mark Cuban owned a baseball team, or somebody, with a little bit of a forward-thinking way, come up with something, little unique. But do you see that in Dick Monfort, who's kind of the head of the owner's side? I don't. So I don't really know, where we're going to go here other than to sit out the beginning of next season. And I can only hope that they all come to their senses sooner rather than later, next April, next May, next June, and understand that they're both going to have to take something they don't want in order to hold on to the billions of dollars that this industry makes. And I'm hoping that is the one thing that will finally win them over, in the sense that they're just wasting money. And the longer they're out, the less money they can make when they come back. Because you think Netflix is going to offer $50 million? No, they're not going to offer 20, because you don't have as a big of a deal as a product. The fans are going to go away in droves. The TV ratings are going to completely be gone. And I hate to tell the players, but they're going to take the brunt of the blame.
Probably.
Because in most people's minds, you're getting paid top dollar, so shut up and be happy and take it. But that's just not how the players think. And the players know how much money these owners have. And they've been fighting for no salary cap for their entire world. We have Tony sit over here, and I wonder, he's pretty adamant that the players are kind of the right side here. But understand that his dad gave up money in 1994 and 95. He went on strike.
Yep.
His dad did not get paid for a year and a half. His dad did that for the guys that are playing now. So it's pretty understandable that Tony's going to understand the sacrifice his dad made to help these guys.
Yeah. That's a huge sacrifice.
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything I said there that you disagree with or think is just off base?
No.
So that I can address it a little. Because I threw it off the top of my head. I didn't write any of this out. I might have left something out, a point that I wanted to make.
No, it's okay. I think, there's someone on the chat, David, who, and I hear this argument a lot, but just because the owners have money doesn't mean they have the cash kind of thing.
Yeah.
But to me, that's their problem. Don't buy a baseball team if you don't have cash to run the baseball team. And when you sell the team, you're not getting cash, but
is there even cash anymore anywhere? Everything's just done by Venmo.
It is, but I still like cash.
Yeah, I love to have a little money, a little lettuce.
You think Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones sent a Venmo to John Seidler for $3.9 billion?
It might be. Well, I don't think they brought a briefcase of $3.9 billion of cash.
Here's what because I understand that owners might not have that cash on hand, so we can't say that just because they are worth
just
this
because
money.
It's worth that kind of money. Yes, but the TV contracts are already paying them astronomical money, and that is cash that they have.
That is cash,
and the money they're making on merch, on the money they're making on ticket sales, they can afford it. The Yankees are not. The Yankees' bottom line is that they make way more than $300 million a year, or they wouldn't be spending $300 million a year. No business can run that way.
Yeah, no business can.
I also do like the fact of a salary floor because I'd love to bring the Rockies and some of these other people to the table where they actually try. But understand this, and this is a big negative to this whole thing being solved. The people who say it's an unfair playing field, which is most of you hear it. The fans say it. The owners are going to prey upon it. Bottom line, though, the bottom 5 teams in payroll right now, White Sox, Marlins, Nationals, Guardians.
They're all right there.
They're all in the playoffs.
They're all right there.
The system isn't broken. Everybody tells you it's broke. It's not. Just because the Dodgers won it all. Understand that once you get to the playoffs, anybody can win it all. And it's been proven, right up until the last 2 years when the Dodgers finally prevailed.
All right, when we played that commercial yesterday, and the commercial says in text, it doesn't actually say is that fans think that baseball is broken. Well, on the Skraby show, I went back to some comments that I remember Rob Manfred making after the whole Shohei Ohtani thing, and people thinking that the Dodgers were just going to run away with everything, which they kind of have. He says everything that they do and have done is consistent with our rules. They're trying to give their fans the best possible product. Those are all positives. So 2 years later, you all of a sudden this whole parody thing is a big deal.
Let me tell you
2 years ago, you did not care about this whatsoever.
Yeah, but there is parity, and there could be more parity if all the owners cared as much as the Dodger owners cared. The reason that there's this big of a disparity in the payrolls is because Dick Montfort wants to pocket all his money, whereas the Dodgers, who probably have more of it to begin with, but they want to spend most of it.
You know what I think would help a lot if the owners really are trying to negotiate in good faith? They could open their books and show everyone their money, because they will never do that, because then their bargaining chip goes right out the window.
Yeah, as soon as they show their books,
show us your books.
Yeah, well, they never
tell us.
They would never be able to get the players to agree to anything, because we would see that they have more money than we even think they have.
Yeah. Show me your books, and if you are just barely scraping by, then okay, maybe I should have to take less money or a salary cap or something like that. But
bottom three teams in payroll: White Sox first place, Marlins wild card, Guardians second place, but only by percentage points.
I mean, we read it last week.
Yeah,
the bottom
right
5
there.
teams in payroll
they're all there.
Have had more wins as of last week than the top 5
right.
teams.
Number
in
one is the Mets. They're one of the worst teams in baseball.
They are really bad.
One last point, and then we'll move on. Right now in our country, and I'm not going to go down a political line.
I get where you're going.
But understand that in our country, the cry is to work together, right? If we all can come together, right? Everybody work together, come together for one common cause, America, what's good for America, we can get where we want to go. But that's not how we're governed. That's not how it works in our country. There are two political parties, as we know, and if you are a part of one, you then have to hate the other. And if you are part of the other, you have to hate the one. And it doesn't hurt that the commander-in-chief pries them both apart, probably to our detriment.
Political.
That's not political. That's a fact. That's not an opinion of any kind.
Okay.
What, you think he brings them together?
No, I'm just saying you could find someone that will have an opinion the other way.
Fine. Go ahead and send it in. The bottom line is we don't work together. We're not programmed to work together, because if we were, the players and the owners could get together and figure out a way to split up the billions and billions of dollars that baseball makes. They just could.
I also think the players have an uphill battle on this regard, that a lot of people are struggling financially around the country, and this will fall on deaf ears, because people just do not care that you aren't making your extra couple $1 million. They're trying to get by each and every day.
I'm telling you,
barely affording gas.
I'm telling you, in the court of public opinion, 80% of the fans will hate the players. So players, get ready for it.
I think both sides we should blame equally.
Oh, I do too. I'm just telling you that's not how it will go.
You're right. You're right about that.
Anyway, with all of that said, does anybody honestly think next April 15th you're going to opening day at Petco Park? I don't.
Rod said July 2027.
I would almost make a deal for that at this point. If I knew that it was going to happen.
Yeah, if we could, if they said shake here, July 2027 we start, I'd do it.
I'm stupidly worried they might miss a whole year or a year and a half, and by that time, even I may not care about baseball anymore. By the way, everybody else is going to pay the price too.
Everybody.
The peanut vendors, the parking people, the radio hosts, the TV crews, the broadcasters for the teams. Right?
Ushers,
it's going to affect
everybody, because those people depend on being able to have a place to work 81 times a year, and that might be taken away.
Yes, we all have a stake in this, actually. That's why I think it's pretty fair that we talk about it.
Of course.
I just don't know that we're going to be asked to help solve it.
I actually don't want to have anything to do with solving it.
Well, if you could come up with a really brilliant idea, let us in on it. Because I think, everyone's looking for one, honestly. But I don't think anybody has one. Gwynn and Chris continues. We'll do a little happier stuff in the happy hour.
Okay.
I got some fun. We did NFL fantasy summer preview. I got more NFL fun stuff ahead. Don't go anywhere.
For the
Jake, from a team standpoint, you guys haven't really gotten into a groove where everything is kind of hitting on all cylinders, right? You guys have hit for a bit, not pitched for a bit, not hit. I mean, from your standpoint, because you got a chance to kind of view this differently than you normally would, having to be on the field, what do you think needs to happen for this team to get moving in the direction that I think you guys have set that expectation for?
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to it, in the position we're in, it's winning. But what does that look like? I mean, you just said it perfectly. We've had nights where we hit and we don't pitch, and nights where we pitch and we don't hit. And how you time those up is, I think, the hardest thing in this game. You see the teams who have success over the season. It's, more times than not, that stuff's matching up pretty well. It just seems like it's not happening for us right now. But at the end of the day, it comes down to us and the 26 guys in that clubhouse to make that happen.
Yeah.
Jake Cronenworth joining us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it's better. And Jake, I feel like we know you well enough that I can ask a question that, is a little trickier. But if somebody would have told you that you're part of an offense that ranks last in all of these categories around Major League Baseball, would you have believed that was even possible? And then how do you, I mean, other than to just go out there day after day and kind of hit your way out of it, is there anything else you can do?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think if you had asked all of us, at the beginning of the year, even in spring training, and said, hey, you guys are going to be, at those numbers offensively in baseball, I think everybody would have kind of laughed at each other. But it's the reality of where we are. We're getting here into the middle of July and we're still in this position. But it's not easy to do. Guys' numbers are put up on the board every single night. You see it every single at bat. You see it adjust. It's just the nature of the reality we live in. But I think the one way to get away with that is, get away from that is, go out there every single night. It doesn't matter about your numbers. It's about how can we win the game tonight. It might be somebody moving a guy over, beating out a double play ball, making a great defensive play. A guy makes a big pitch, in the 8th or 9th inning with the tying run on third base. Like, that's what it's about. And it's right now for us, it's about winning and how can we win each night. And, that's about it.
Jake, I got one more before we let you go. And, obviously, I think a lot of people are when we get to the end of the season are looking at, 2027. I know you're one of the big reps as it pertains to this upcoming CBA. It seems like both sides are at least talking at this point. You guys are throwing offers at one another, but it doesn't seem like these are cut from the same cloth. They're on opposite sides of things. How, as one of the folks who is involved with this, do you couch what's happening? I know this has to happen. You guys have to have discussions, but it doesn't seem like you guys are at least communicating in a way that bridges the gap right now.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially, the state of the game and where it's at. And, most of the times these negotiations start, about right now and about kind of how they have. I think this one, obviously, with where everything is and what they're proposing and what what we are and what they're proposing is, it's significant. Like you look at their proposal and our proposal, and it's not, their proposal isn't trying to make this system better for both sides. It's trying to blow the entire thing up. And I think that's why it's being talked about so much right now. But kind of to your point, it seems everybody's kind of pushing their chips into the middle of the table and showing their cards and seeing what we have and, go from there when the time is right. And I'm sure that'll be, closer to this winter and around December 1st when the agreement ends.
Well, one thing I feel confident about is that Jake Cronenworth has a little to do with it because I trust in Jake. You know what I mean? Jake will find a way. Convince everybody, Jake.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, go talk to Dick Monfort and tell him to wake up. Can you just tell one thing that maybe we can put on tape? I'm so tired of our fans and everybody saying, you know what, the guys don't look like they care anymore. They look like they're kind of giving up out there. I want to hear from a player. When you hear something like that, how does that make you feel? Because we know it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, but at the same time, we've put ourselves in this position. I think we're 5.5 games out of the wild card right now. But I can tell you right now, I show up to this field every single day. with the sole focus on how can I win the game that night. You know, I may not have 4 hits, you know, every single guy in that room's the same way, but, you know, the level of care and the want to win.
News that Kamara has reworked his contract to remain with the Saints. Carl Pickens. It's not Carl Pickens.
Who's Carl
George
Pickens?
You know, there was a Carl Pickens who played
It
for
does sound
the
familiar.
Bengals, I believe. A Boomer Esiason used to throw in passes. George Pickens, $27.3 million tag. He's going to play for that. He's going to settle for that. Remember, I know you think that he's being selfish, but Jerry Jones has a little more than that.
A little bit.
Yeah. We talked about all the guys who are on all of the rosters in the NFL. But what we didn't talk about is still available. There's a lot of pretty big name free agents out there. I want to throw a few at you and see if you think any of them are going to catch on somewhere.
I have one right in my mind that I can't wait till you get to.
All right, I'll get to them. Quarterbacks. Can we just finally scratch Russell Wilson? Is he done now?
Yeah, he
officially? Yeah. So
true.
did Aaron Donald.
True. He's on CBS though now.
Yeah, okay. But if he comes back, does he have to come back with? I don't even remember what team he was on last
The
year.
Giants.
Giants.
Depending on where he was in his contract with the team. Because I did look this up, and if you are still under contract when you retire, that team has the rights to you when you unretire.
That's so unfair. Rams getting a free Aaron Donald.
You're telling me, Chris.
Yeah, I know. He's going to destroy your team.
Really will.
Speaking of your team, free agent quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. Is it all over for James?
I think it's been over for a little bit now.
Still on this list, so, I thought I'd throw that. There's really not a lot of other quarterbacks, and that just goes to what we've been saying all along. There's like 12, 13 good ones, and everybody else is not very good, and anyone else is bad.
Yep.
So there's a reason Tua is still in there and, being counted on. Because he's at least
because
upright.
he can throw a ball and he understands an offense a little bit.
I got to be honest with you. I think I could throw it as far as
I
Tua
don't
sometimes.
think so. I don't think so. I know for a fact I can't.
I know, but the Falcons fans, which I only know one, he's going to be complaining to me by week 2.
Oh, yeah.
Can we ever throw the ball more than 2 yards downfield? And I'll say no.
Well, what did they call it? Dot. His depth of target is like 3 yards or something.
I think it's 3 feet.
He loves the 1 yard crossing pattern.
And, thankfully, his old coach. I mean, where's Mike McDaniels? Rams?
Chargers.
Yeah. Well, Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
That's right.
I think that's a good move.
I get
for them.
confused. No, he'll go Chargers, and that means that what's his name?
Justin Herbert will be a 3 yard dot guy.
Justin Herbert, drop back, throw it out to Lad McConkey in the flat. All right, here's some NFL running backs. I actually think there's some names here. I don't know who will be taken, but Najee Harris, I guess if he gets back healthy, right? He missed almost everything with the Chargers last year.
What did he do? He did something
tore
terrible.
something up.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon missed all of last year. I don't know how healthy he'll be, but he seemed, when he played, he was darn good.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt. So if the Chiefs need somebody, he's always available. I think Miles Sanders kind of over for him. Probably Cam Akers. But how about Austin Eckler?
He did not have a good year last year. I think.
But
he
is
got
it because
hurt.
he was hurt?
It may. But
or did he just
that,
finally lose it?
I don't know.
Because Austin Eckler, what was it, 3 years ago? Second pick in the draft.
He was massive fantasy. Guy.
Nick Chubb. I'm not ready to completely dismiss him.
Where was he last year? Was he Houston?
I think he came back with that's right. He went to Houston. That's probably the best of the running backs on this free agent list. There's a few others that you've heard of. Well, at the top of the wide receivers list is Tyreek Hill.
That's the one I want to ask you.
Yeah. I mean, who's going to jump in there?
Someone's going to, but how much
32
money is
years
he
old.
Willing to give up?
I don't know. He's 32 years old, but I think that at this point you have to say the injuries, especially the one he had last year, it was an awful injury, and he made his living with his speed.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way he can still be that fast. I wouldn't think.
I wouldn't think either.
Yeah.
He had a pretty terrible knee injury, as you said.
It was awful.
He turned it. I mean, his leg literally turned around.
It was Too bad for him.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going to go, but there is this team that's going to overpay him.
Probably, yeah. And defenses will, they'll play off him for like 5 minutes, and then they'll go, oh, we don't have to anymore.
Yeah, he's not that fast.
Stephon Diggs, we talked about him earlier. He says he's the best number 2 receiver in football. If somebody just makes him one, a number 2 receiver. Here's another name. Deebo Samuel.
I'm surprised.
He's a free agent.
I'm surprised by this. I'm surprised that he's been a free agent this long.
I think Deebo is still a dynamic player. I don't know if Washington was the right fit, but
maybe not.
When he's in the right spot, I don't know. You used to be able to hand off to him in the I formation and get 12 yards.
Yeah, they had Deebo packages.
Yeah. We've talked about Ayuk enough. Keenan Allen. Like, did it end last year for him, or
I think he had some moments, but not
I don't know.
Great moments.
Mr. 99, DeAndre Hopkins.
He's done.
Probably done. And
Rod says that the Chargers should get Tyreek Hill. I actually do like that.
Yeah, it'd go perfect for the Chargers. Just another debacle for them.
Dean's gonna overpay.
Tight ends, Darren Waller. Hello, Dolphins, if you need, another. Although, Darren Waller played last year for the Dolphins. He was one of their best players.
Really?
Oh, he had like the one game they won. It was a night game against the Jets. I think he had 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
And then he got hurt, walking off the field.
Oh, I do remember that game.
Right. Yeah, it was the end of it for him. Zach Ertz, probably kind of done. Jonnu Smith had a couple moments.
Yeah, he does have moments.
But Mercedes Lewis, no. Taysom Hill, always been kind of an interesting guy. I'm not going to go through all the linemen and everybody else, but there's a ton of them.
I need the left guard.
Okay, sorry. Left guard, offensive, Mekhi Becton. Who do you want?
Oh, actually, he's not. He's a good player.
Who do you want me to talk about?
No, that's fine. I was just kidding.
Oh, okay. That's all I got there. There's some good free agent rushers. Jadeveon Clowney, I remember when he was the greatest player in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
Von Miller still wants to get back into it.
Sorry, Von.
Here's a player that I've always liked, even though he went to BYU, and that's saying something. Kyle Van Noy, wherever he went, always, I thought, made things happen.
I hear the 49ers are interested in his services, but he is old now.
Older.
Older.
But, knowledge can cover up for older sometimes.
That's true. And I remember him with the Dolphins. He was very good.
Really good. Speaking of the Dolphins, Christian Wilkins, who made a mistake. He took $1 bazillion to go ruin his career with the Raiders when he was doing just fine with Miami. Right?
Sometimes the grass is not always
and he
greener.
said so. He said exactly that. Linebackers, nobody's jumping way out here. Cornerbacks, Terrion Arnold. I'll tell you one thing, the Dolphins, with the cornerbacks they have, other than our guy Chris Johnson, the Dolphins ought to sign every one of these guys and just hope one of them is better than what they have.
Out.
Yeah, it's got to be better than what they have. All right, safeties, just because it's fun to say, Ifeatu Melifonwu. Wasn't he a 49er? Wasn't he one of your guys?
I'm not sure.
Melifonwu? I don't know.
Melifonwu.
Right.
Not ringing a bell.
All right. Earlier today, we talked baseball with Sam Dykstra of MILB.com. You might have missed it. He breaks down the Padres draft, and he answers once and for all whether the Padres should trade Mason Miller. Stay tuned.
From the first pitch of the year to the biggest games down the stretch, Padres talk never stops. Roster moves in.
Hopefully I can do him justice, and I'm the green one. Pretty sure that's out, right? Yes. Ooh, that's too early of a swing. What am I doing? Come on, pitcher. Throwing me one down at the bottom of the zone. Ooh, is that going to have enough? Ooh, barely. I am really early to all of this. There we go. Figuring it out a little bit. Why are you throwing me a pitch high and tight, bro? Alright. I have no problem using the right field wall. Too early. This pitcher's like trying to change up speeds on me, throw high and tight. Come on, man. For whatever reason, I cannot wait for the pitch to get to me. But I'm hitting home runs, so who cares? Arrgh. Not great. I need to... I think only the top 4 move through. That's foul. That one's gone. But what's the score? Oh, I need some home runs. That is for sure. That one's gone. Probably need like 14. Go! Go! It's gone. I cannot be eliminated in the first round. Can't tell if I'm outside. I'm really making this difficult on myself. I am now at the bottom, so I'm caving under the pressure. I gotta stop looking at the scores. Just get back on track. 40 seconds to go. Come on. Couple people did not hit a home run, so that's good. What are you doing throwing me a pitch that low? Oh man, that's gonna be foul, isn't it? Yep. I'm not gonna make it. Dang it! I thought I would need 14 and I do, but I missed that pitch. I literally just missed it. That is a brutal way to end this. Yes, I'm aware I've been eliminated. That was a terrible showing. So hopefully I can do him justice. And I'm the green one. Pretty sure that's out, right? Yes. Ooh, that's too early of a swing. Ugh, what am I doing? Come on, pitcher. Throwing me one down at the bottom of the zone. Ooh, is that going to have enough? Ooh, barely. I am really early to all of this. There we go. Figuring it out a little bit. Why are you throwing me a pitch high and tight, bro? Alright. I have no problem using the right field wall. Too early. This pitcher's like trying to change up speeds on me, throw high and tight. Come on, man. for whatever reason, I cannot wait for the pitch to get to me. But I'm hitting home runs, so who cares? Not great. I think only the top 4 move through. That's foul. That one's gone. But what's the score? Oh, I need some home runs. That is for sure. That one's gone. Probably need like 14. Go! Go! It's gone. I cannot be eliminated in the first round. I can't tell if I'm outside.
Sam Dykstra, Crisello, Skraby, wrapping things up here. Happy hour time on Gwynn and Chris. Happy hour brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio. Get a free month of service. I'll be in the pool tomorrow morning, Skrabe, if you want to drop by and say hello at 5:30.
No, I'm good.
This World Cup report is brought to you by Harrah's SoCal. Catch the final this Sunday, July 19th at First Down Sports Bar, or join our massive ticketed event at the Event Center. Don't just watch history, be part of it in Funner, California. And that World Cup final on Sunday will feature Spain and Argentina. Mother country was so close, Skrabe.
I wanted England.
I did too. Mother country was close. They led 1-0 with 5 minutes to go. And Messi made 2 passes. One got kicked in there at the 85th minute. Another got headed in almost incredibly.
It was.
At the 92nd minute. And just like that, Argentina goes to the final 2-1. They win it. England had scored earlier on a beautiful goal by a guy whose last name was Gordon. But, man, that was a sweet pass and deflection. The game featured more fighting in the first 10 minutes than I've seen in any NFL game for a long time. These teams just went at it.
I didn't realize, but England and Argentina have a history, and it's a history of like past matches that they've played, and they hate each other.
Well, look, I said it yesterday. The Argentina win with the goal by Maradona, the hand of God, was against England.
Yeah,
I think England feels like they need some payback for that.
I think so.
They've never gotten it.
Nope.
And they didn't get it today. Good news for England fans. They'll play France in the 3rd place match.
I think this is so incredibly weird.
No kidding, man.
They have to stay around and
There's
play
no
for 3rd
way
place?
they want to play that.
No one wants to play for 3rd place. That is really funny to me. Hey, everybody, I know you lost, but you got to stay around for the next couple days.
You know, they used to do that in the NCAA tournament.
Really?
Basketball. Oh, yeah.
For the 3rd place game?
They had a 3rd place game.
Wow.
Yeah, right before the final game.
I did not know that.
The Final Four, the 2 losers played in the 3rd place game. And then the final. I think that stopped, I'm going to say, in about 1981, something around there.
Really?
Yeah, but before that, there was a 3rd place game in college basketball.
Seems ridiculous.
One more. There was something called the Playoff Bowl in the NFL in the 60s. Look it up.
I've never heard of this.
The loser of the Western Division title would play the loser of the Eastern Division title in Miami. They called it the Playoff Bowl. Don Shula with the Colts won it twice and was mad because they did not add those wins to his all-time record total.
Interesting. I mean, he's got a point.
Yeah, they were games.
They don't count, apparently.
They didn't count on your record, but you had to go
Weird.
play them.
That is weird.
The playoff bowl. And it lasted, I'm going to say, 10 years.
Oh, I'm sure the players would love that. This.
Yeah,
in this
can't
age.
see them talking them into it now.
No.
All right, here's some baseball knowledge. A lot of it from our guy, Sam Dykstra from MILB.com. And please listen up, all you people who think the Padres should trade Mason Miller. Sam, let's take a look, you and I, but you with some more knowledge of the recent guys that they've taken, with the high school and the first overall pick. And you mentioned Crew Schoolcraft last year, and the year before, another left-handed pitcher, Cash Mayfield. We've already heard his name come up in some trade rumors, but just give me a little quick feel on those two guys, number one. And then number two, the 2 years prior to that, they took Dylan Head, an outfielder who got traded to the Marlins in the Luis Arraez trade. And Dylan Lesko, the year before that, he went to Tampa Bay in the deal for Jason Adam. So did they get enough out of those two number one picks? And then give me the kind of the latest on the recent guys.
Yeah, we'll start with the recent guys first, just in terms of Schoolcraft. I know a lot of people have watched him pitch this year at Single A Lake Elsinore. You see a 6.59 ERA. You see 36 walks and 52 2/3 innings. You think, okay, this isn't working. This has been a bust. Listen, they drafted Crew Schoolcraft as a project. They knew this was going to take multiple years. If the short season leagues, and by that I mean like Class A short season, not the Arizona Complex League, still existed, there's a pretty good chance he would have opened there, then eased more in. Now it was either holding him back in Peoria or pushing him out. They like getting aggressive with guys, especially their top talents. So they did push him out. The fastball is still there. The changeup's really good on the day. He's still working on a slider. I think with more pro instruction, with more pro time, he's going to find the control. Yeah, we had him in the top 100 coming into the year. He's fallen out of that. But could he enter it again if he tightens up the control, going into year two when he'll be only 20 years old next year? Yeah, that's still very much in the cards. And you look at Cash Mayfield, I saw him pitch, in the All-Star Futures game over the weekend. I think right now, if we were redoing our list, he would be number 2 for the Padres. A nice, good year for him. The thing you're buying here is the changeup. He sells it extremely well until it gets to the plate and basically dives off. The fastball is still, 90 to 92, 90 to 93. It's not special there, but they did work with him on improving the carry of it. It was getting about 1.5 inches more of ride when I last checked in a few weeks ago. So when the fastball is playing like that, you can play the changeup off it. You can see why he's getting results at High A Fort Wayne this year. And again, that comes with national attention, like the invite to the Futures game. Right. Talking about those other guys that they drafted a few years ago, I mean, Dylan Head is not looking like a first-round talent anymore, so they kind of sold him at the right time. Dylan Lesko was somebody really struggling and it continues to really struggle with the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I think they sold him at the right time as well. They know which guys to trade and which guys to hold on to.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can look at the pick and be like, oh, that hasn't really worked out, but they also traded them while they still have value, and that's a skill.
Yeah. AJ's good at doing that. Yes. He is. And just one last thing, I'll throw it to you, Skraby, but the first round draft pick before Lesko was some guy named Jackson Merrill too.
Oh, he's pretty good. I heard.
Give that in there.
I heard he's pretty good.
Yeah.
We're talking to Sam Dykstra here. Now, no one can predict what AJ Preller is going to do at the trade deadline. And we've already asked you in the past about where they're at in their minor league system. Could you see something where he flips players that he just drafted into some sort of trade here before the deadline?
Well, so that can't happen. You can trade them in the offseason.
Okay.
But you can't include them in trades now.
Okay.
See, we just all got smarter right there. We just, because none of us knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. It used to be you had to wait a full year, right? Like going back, there were Trey Turner deal, which also involved the Padres, in which he was traded essentially in the offseason, but he was going to be the player to be named later, and it had to wait until the full year had come around. Now they've changed that. So you can't trade draft picks until I believe after the World Series is completed. After that, you can do it, but they're not drafting Coleman Borthwick to immediately flip him.
All right, well, then my strategy is dead in the water, Chris.
Well, it's a fair question, though. It certainly was. Sam Dykstra is with us, MILB.com. Looking at, around baseball, at the big league level, I don't know if anybody, AJ Preller, who's kind of the master, one of the masters at this, can really look right now, Sam, and kind of figure out who's going to be trading, who's going to be buying, who's going to be selling, because it's so close, the races, all the wild card, et cetera. And this is kind of the way baseball wanted it, right? They wanted a lot more teams in contention. To me, we really won't know till like August 3rd who's going to be doing what, right?
It certainly feels that way. I mean, I grew up in New England, so I have a lot of Red Sox fan friends, and they were texting me for weeks. Who are we going to get at the trade deadline? What can we get for Aroldis Chapman? Now we look up now, they're 9-1 their last 10.
Yeah.
They've won 9 straight. They're a half game out of the wild card. I mean, it's tough to say anybody's really out of it. Even the Tigers, right? Everybody wants a piece of Tarek Skubal. They desperately want him on the trade block, but they're only 3.5 out. I mean, it's very possible they go on a run here in 2 weeks and Tarek Skubal sticks around Detroit. So it's difficult for me to sit here and say anybody's really out of it. I mean, I would draw the line at like maybe the Nationals right now in the National League. I think the Reds are 8 games out. That's going to be a pretty tough. And I don't know, maybe even the A's could make a run. We know they have the talent. They are 6.5 out in the American League, but there's very few teams that are going to be out and out sellers, at least at this point. We've got 2.5 weeks to go.
All right, let me ask one thing on top of that, because Skraby has brought this to our attention because he reads all of the stuff on the chat and the Twitter and everything. A lot of Padre fans think the solving everything is to trade Mason Miller. And we understand he has incredible value. All of his analytics are
through the roof.
Right. Things people have never even seen before. And if you're not analytic, just watch the guy pitch.
Yeah.
Nobody hits him. So he's obviously incredible. Just, your unofficial opinion, what would you do? Would you even consider it? Is it possible to get a big enough haul to make that worth your while when you have him under control at a decent salary right now?
It's certainly possible. I mean, if you're looking to get back a Leo DeVries style prospect, that's not going to happen because they've burned another year of his.
Yeah, they already traded him to get Miller.
Right? Well, no, he's saying they burned part of his contract already.
Right.
Well, he's another year closer to free agency. Yeah. Like it's not going to happen where you're going to get that level of prospect. I know it's enticing to look at the farm system right now and be like, this needs supreme talent. Let's just trade off Mason Miller. But Mason Miller should be a player you want. You want to keep. You went out and traded DeVries last year to get this guy in, not just for 2026, but for 27, 28, and 29. He's not a free agent until before the 2030 season. Like, there's plenty of time for the Padres to become competitive and still have Mason Miller. I'm clinging to that guy as best I can. I think if it were to happen, it would be because they're trading one of their other contracts that they're looking to get rid of and freeing up some money. But even then, you're not going to get much of a prospect back or as good a prospect back because the big deal for you is freeing up the contracts or the money space. So I wouldn't explore that deal. I don't expect them to explore that deal. I shouldn't, anything could happen.
Never. I know you can never say
never. Say never.
But do you mind
I don't expect it.
Do you mind saying real quick right now? I don't think I would trade Mason Miller.
No, don't.
So that you can put it down, and then we can just play it for everybody who complains the rest of the time. You know what I mean?
We won't care anyway.
We get it every day, right? People are like, we just trade Mason Miller. That'll solve everything. And I agree with you, Sam. Like, why would you do something that is, an amazing asset for 3 more years, after this? So we'll see.
Yeah. And even then you're getting prospects back. And as much as I cover prospects, I love the world of prospects, they are not proven. You don't know that what you're going to get back is ever going to be as close to as valuable as Mason Miller is in the here and now, and how valuable he would be next year when you can go through a whole offseason making other changes around the roster.
All right, last one for me, Sam. It's about the All-Star game last night. Chris says, let's do away with the All-Star game. I say, let's keep playing it. What do you say?
I think I'd rather watch the Futures game, come to think of it.
That might not be a bad option.
I mean, that makes more sense. I'm looking at what might be coming around later.
Let's see what Sam says.
What do you think, Sam?
I mean, listen, as somebody who broadcasted the game on Sunday for the Futures game, I highly recommend everybody check it out. I will never say they should do away with the All-Star game. I think there's, yes, yesterday was a little bit of a snoozer. Aaron Judge being injured, Shohei Ohtani not playing, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. pulling out. It's not a great trend. That being said, it's still the opportunity to put all these guys on the same field. And even if it's A- stars instead of A+ stars, I still think that's pretty cool. Maybe that's me showing a little bit of my age, but like
not at all,
I
Sam.
think it's still a neat thing for baseball to take the spotlight in the middle of the summer every year.
I'm into it. I think it's
Well,
Chris is the guy who's like, well, back in my day, Pete Rose knocked over someone at the plate to win a game.
Yes, he did, and the game was great. So stop with back in my day, but the game was a lot different and better then. I got one more minute, so I'm going to steal you, Sam, because you're like my favorite. Samad Taylor, what we saw was great before he just got hurt. Jace Bowen, what we've seen has not been great. Just give me your thought on their, early contribution or non-contributions.
Yeah, Chase Bowen, was an interesting one for us just coming into the year. I remember talking in spring training about like, oh, this guy's kind of popping off. We knew him from the Pirates system. He was always kind of a prospect. For me, it was always like a big chase rate, but he was performing in El Paso, making it work there, athletic enough to move around. And we saw a little bit of that, obviously. I mean, his sprint speed's in the 94th percentile. So there are ways for him to contribute. But when you're chasing outside of the zone, close to 50% of the time, major league pitchers are just going to eat you up in that way. It's interesting because he's like basically on the borderline of graduation for us off the top 30 list. Part of me wonders, would he get sent to El Paso before he eventually graduates? And if that happens, what do we do with him on the top 30? That's a me problem. But, I think, again, you have to remember, even at his age at 25, this is his first opportunity to see major league pitching.
Right.
I would hope he would improve that chase rate over a size, bigger than 44 plate appearances. It just hasn't happened yet. And this was a trend that we saw at AAA before.
Right. But Samad Taylor I didn't expect this from Samad, and he almost earned himself a starting spot before he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he's another guy, the sprint speed's right there with Jace Bowen. Expecting batting average is pretty good. He can put the bat on the ball and find the barrel pretty good. I mean, it's not a quick swing by any means, but the fact that, like you said, an 808 OPS over 102 plate appearances, that's going to keep getting you opportunities. And that's something that Samad Taylor just hasn't had in recent years. I mean, it's just been a handful here and there. So good on him for making the most of what he gets.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dykstra.
Yes.
Before I say goodbye, I want to ask, do you think in January of 2022, had they had a playoff bowl, you would have watched the 49ers play the Bills after they lost the NFC Championship game?
I probably would watch it, but I would hate watch.
Can you believe it?
I can't even believe it. No, I can't.
And they would have played the Chiefs the previous year when they lost the championship because the Chiefs lost to the Bengals.
What is the point of getting excited for a third place game?
And the fact that they had it for 10 years in the NFL.
That's right.
And college basketball had it until 1981. Skraby's show is next. We're back tomorrow. Enjoy the round table tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.